Since 2018, the Lindale Football Eagles have graced their school and community with 4 straight visits to the postseason, which includes their first ever trip to the 4A state championship game in Arlington just 2 years ago, averaging almost 10 wins a year in the same span. This year's Eagles are riding behind one of the most experienced and strongest offensive lines in the state, expecting to protect one of the deepest collection of running backs in District 9 4A, along with a heavy dose of defensive weapons and D-line play stoppers. From a year ago, the 2022 Lindale Eagles have loaded themselves with high expectations and a will to attack each week head on. OnTheCall.net presents the 2022 Lindale Eagles and District 9 4A High School Football. Tonight's game broadcast is made possible by the generosity and outstanding community support from Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment. For tires, brakes, alignment, and accessories, don't put your safety at risk. Beeler Roofing, residential and commercial roofing and repairs for over 40 years. Office Barn, celebrating 22 years as East Texas' only new and used office furniture superstore. Marucci Elite East Texas, coaching up thousands of baseball and softball athletes of all ages to the next level. Frieden Enterprises and Ironworks Freelance Web Design, making it simple for customers to know you. Rose City Air, honestly educating their customers on the most efficient way to maintain their HVAC systems. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, serving the highest quality barbecue with backyard hospitality. Come for the food, stay for the experience. Eagle Chiropractic, Dr. Shane Allen, making you stronger every day by adding years to life and life to years. Doc Deason, Real Edge Real Estate, creating new home dreams for families for over 17 years. And Root Construction, providing custom construction solutions through integrity-based principles and follow-through. Let's head down to the Root Construction press box for tonight's broadcast with Kenny Smith, Coach Alan Phillips, and Stuart Campion.
Well, there's times you can try to write a script as far as what's going on with high school football around East Texas, and then there's times you just have to kind of, well, you look at the schedule and you just show up and everything else just kind of happens around it. Well, that's one of the weekends that we're describing right now. It's upon us right now. Welcome to Van Memorial Stadium tonight. It has always been one of the longest running rivalries, though these two teams have not been rivals for very long. They've just been so close in proximity. They've always enjoyed putting each other on the schedule each and every year, and it has just grown over the past few years. Welcome to Van Memorial Stadium again, everybody. Kenny Smith, Coach Alan Phillips, Stuart Campion. We are high up above the press facility. Homecoming festivities in Van tonight, so it will be an absolutely packed crowd. Every Lindale resident is already here. Stands are already packed with a lot of blue across the way. But Coach Chris Cochran is going to try to put some kind of label on what's going to happen tonight, as we have got a full-fledged offensive line back with the return of Casey Poe. Will be playing his first snaps of the 2022 season tonight. And Patrick Daniels will be, of course, coming in for Coulter Maya at times. They have been looking forward to his speed and his return as well in the game tonight. But the Van Vandals have got Bo Barton. Alan Phillips will talk about this young man and his incredible dominance already 2 weeks into this season coming up. But first, Chris Cochran will break it down for us. It's OnTheCall.net bringing you Lindale Eagle football coming up next.
You're listening to the Coy Sessions from Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House. All right, Coy, let's take it from the top.
Let's see. Brisket Love Barbecue and...
Again.
Brisket Love Barbecue and...
Again.
Brisket Love Barbecue and...
Again.
Texas Monthly, twice in a row, said we're some of the best barbecue in East Texas. So we want you to come see us. Remember, you stay for the food, you come for the experience.
I think we got it.
Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, welcome to Van, Texas, Week 3 for the Lindale Eagles and also for the Vandals. And Chris, before we get into what's ahead of us, as always, we got to look back on what was, for you guys, would have been a great Week 0 performance from these guys. You got to talk about, first of all, the preparation of last week, because we saw a completely different performance all around from, I know, the offense and the defense superlatives come in the second half mostly. But I don't know what happened last week, if y'all switched them from Wheaties to Fruit Loops or whatever, man. But it was fun to watch this past week.
Yeah, we were proud of, just how guys responded, and that's what it's about. What I've told them really this week is, I always feel like they do a good job responding to adversity, really. Like when you look back and really the last several years, like when after a loss or after a bad half, or maybe it's even a bad series, I feel like our kids attack adversity really, really well. And that's what they did against Pine Tree. I noticed on about Wednesday of last week that there was some slumped shoulders and some hanging of heads. And, it was just something that we as coaches tried to, just make sure to breathe some confidence into them. They were hanging their head for good reason, and that's not a bad thing. It's good to be humbled sometimes, and I think that's what we could chalk that up to with some humble pie. But they responded, really well, like I said a second ago, and, we talked about, hey, you are a good football team, on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday morning. That's what they were hearing from us. You're a good football team. And so they went out and they competed. We talked about getting off to a fast start. I think we really did a good job with that. Now, Pine Tree responded, and we kind of helped them respond by putting the ball on the ground. They didn't stop us in the first half. We stopped ourselves one drive. We forced to take the ball away on kickoff. That was a big momentum shift, so we probably relaxed a little bit, but, I want to give credit to their staff, Pine Tree staff. They schemed some stuff up on us and did a good job, but our kids handled the halftime adjustments really, really well. Offensively, there wasn't a whole lot to adjust because it was, like I said, we stopped ourselves. But defensively, it was a couple little tweaks. I was so proud of our defensive staff. Did a good job of not making it too complex, just giving them one or two little tweaks of the defense, and our kids went out, handled it. Ryan Betts, so quiet. And most, sometimes you might not even notice the young man, but he played a huge role. He did something different than he's ever done before, manned up the tight end, and just, he was a stand-up 9, right outside him, and he manned him up and did an outstanding job. Kind of a, what am I trying to say here? Like he was a very quiet, big-time role player for us, So that played a big role in the defensive shutout in the second half.
Well, Clint looked incredibly confident from the first snap, from the first pass, from the crisp pass. Receivers didn't drop a pass unless it was just out of their reach. Yeah. What was the big difference with him in the week? Because he just came out in complete command of that offense.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think the offensive staff, and Matt told me after the Kaufman game, we need to make sure that we're doing stuff for Clint. The offense changes with the quarterback. As you look at our offense, Sam did stuff different than Dylan, and Clint is going to do stuff different than Sam. And so we wanted to make sure that we were running the offense through Clint and what he can do. We know he's a competitor. He's a warrior. And I really, man, I tried to pump him up, by talking to the team. I used an example of him getting smacked on the sideline against Kaufman and getting up, sprinting back to the huddle. And, I talked about that a lot this week. I said, hey, we need to take on the personality of our quarterback right here. You get smacked. It's about getting back up and sprinting to Pine Tree, and that was what I feel like we did. And I think Clint feeds off of that. He loves his team, and he did. He went out and was very calm and didn't try to do too much. They tried to get him some easy throws early on, just some fast screens, so he could complete it and kind of get in a little bit of a rhythm, and that he did.
Okay, obviously you're a lot healthier this week than you've been all season, even though it's a short season. Talk about who's back, maybe if you're missing anybody, but obviously a lot of excitement with the fact that you might be close to 98% or so health-wise.
Yeah, it is nice. Casey Poe is back. That's a big deal. That's been a big question asked by a lot of people over the last month. Proud of him. He's back. Honestly, a little bit early. When he had that surgery, we were thinking Gilmer. And so now that, he's getting to come back a week early against our rivals is a good thing. He's practiced well. We're easing him back into it. It's not, we're not throwing everything at him. He's got to get the rust off. But it's nice to have his presence on the field. Jay Kerbo is back healthy after the pneumonia that he went through. He's doing really, really well. He's had a good week and feeling good. He is ready to play some football. That's something he's told me a couple times this week. So, we're still without Nashad. He'll be a few more weeks. Still without Cameron Hicks. Got a good report on him this week, though. He's progressing very well. And then we will be without Christian Weidman this week with a groin injury. So, it's we're getting closer, but it is nice to have some of these guys back, and it honestly, it rejuvenates the team. When they look around, they see a guy who hadn't been able to practice, now he is able to. So that's been fun this week, and so we're excited about it, and I know these guys are going to go make an impact.
All right. Well, obviously the El Campo loss a year ago stung a little bit because the guys didn't bring their A game for the entire game last year. But there's a pretty huge possibility the loss to Van a year ago was probably the stinger of the season, because both teams were playing so well up to that point, and y'all battled it out. It was an instant classic for a lot of people, and couldn't pull it out at the very end. Has that been a factor at all this week? Is anybody talking about, hey, we're going to go back to Van and play a little bit better, or bring our A game, or stay? Has there been any rivalry type atmosphere in practice?
Honestly, we have tried. I wouldn't even say we've tried to stay away from it. It's just we've just really focused on us this week. We haven't. I talked a lot against Kaufman when we were playing Kaufman. I talked a lot about last year. And not revenge, I'm not saying that, but we did talk a lot about, hey, you get one chance to make a first impression, and that didn't go, real well. So, I just, it's this week, it has totally been about us. Let's go improve this week. Like, let's make a huge jump from week 2 to week 3. Let's make this our best week. Not because it is Van, not because it is our rival. It's because our next opponent is a really good football team. They're a physical football team. They play with a ton of effort, and they're very well coached. And there's a Mars fan right there.
Sneaking in. And for a lot of them, Chris, this is Casey's first game. So and for a lot of them, this isn't the third game for everybody. It's a whole new, team for a lot of you guys.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we even, just to speak on that, we put Casey in pads and let him go through warm-ups last week just for that, just so this will not be his first time to warm up. I don't know how big of a role that will play, but hopefully, get a little bit of the jitters out, a week before by doing that, just so he can go through that routine. And that was really all. We weren't trying to screw with Pine Tree or anything like that. That's just what we wanted, what we felt like was best for Casey. So we honestly, that's what we're trying to do, is we are 100% trying to just improve us and get better each and every week. What I told, maybe it was Bill Coates on Tuesday, was, I can't remember who it was I was talking to. But anyway, it's the good part about playing a team like Van, and you already mentioned it, it was very intense. It always is very intense. Every year it is. So it's like you get this district type of intensity in the game. It's not just a non-district game. This is something that both sides want to win really, really bad. So we're getting a district feel. In pregame, there's a different feel for this one than there are these other non-district games. Sure. All of them are important because they're the next one. But I feel like, to speak to this week, that's kind of the way it's been. It's been, it's been a little bit. We've heated it up a little bit, and the kids have, not just the coaches. So they have worked really, really hard, and it's been a good week.
Yeah. All right, well, real quick, it's been easy. You've seen plenty of film now because they've taken on a couple of other teams you've got to play in the future with Chapel Hill and Gilmer. But looking at what you've seen on film, how do they look and what do you have to do?
Yeah, we have to stop the run. They're big up front. Their offensive line is big. Young quarterback. He's gotten better. That's Coach Moffitt's son. He's gotten better from week 1 to week 2. You could see, some big improvements. And you got to believe they do a really good job over there. So he's going to improve from week 2 to week 3. You just know that's the case. So, but they're trying to get him comfortable. So they're leaning on their offensive line and 2 to 3 running backs, to shoulder load. We've got to do a good job on their slot receiver, number 12. He's the guy that they want to get the ball to a lot. And then, of course, our offensive line has their hands full. They always do such a good job, Van does, since, in the last 5 to 6 years of stopping our running game. And it didn't matter if Jordan Jenkins was back there or not. They've always done the best job stopping our running game. And so that's their D-line, their front 4, and then their 2 inside backers. They're physical. They're sound. They play on the their opponent's side of the line of scrimmage. So we got our hands full up front on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be pretty intense and hopefully a lot of fun.
Yeah. Plus, it'll be a packed house, too. It's homecoming there. There's probably not going to be 800 people there. There's probably going to be about 2,000 on each side, too. So this will be a whole different atmosphere for these guys, too.
No doubt. It really will. And that's what makes it, good for us going into district here in 2 weeks. So yeah. It'll be a good night.
Yeah, red on one side, blue on the other, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Good luck tonight, brother.
Thank you, sir.
I bet you. Coach Chris Cochran getting us set for what will obviously be another marquee game of the 2022 season. It's Van and Lindale coming next with OnTheCall.net.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at docdeasonrealestate.com. After this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Well, I think when it comes to anticipation for high school football, man, it is incredibly easy to look at the schedule for the Lindale Eagles, and everybody kind of does the highlight thing on Van Lindale every year. And it doesn't matter if it's us, if it's me, or Coach Alan Phillips, or any of the television networks that are around the area. 56 is here, CBS, the Red Zone with KLTV Channel 7 is here as well. And I think most everybody else around Smith County and Van Zandt County, Alan Phillips, it's well anticipated, obviously, and we can go over the history of these two teams. Last year, it was a crazy finish a year ago, and one of those games the Vandals pulled out at the last second as well. Lindale ended up getting kind of trapped in that 2 straight weeks for losing it in the later part of the game. We're about to stand for the national anthem, but we'll get into the preview at Mal Fowler Field. We're going to take a moment of silence and pray and go right into the national anthem as well.
Families and friends that are here. Thank you for everything that you have blessed us with. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. And now the Lindale Eagle alma mater.
Well, we thought we were rolling right into the national anthem, and we got the school songs in there. About 6.5 minutes before kickoff at Mount Fowler Field in Van, Texas. It is Van Lindale weekend. Alan Phillips, we started to roll into the weapons, and obviously the return of a lot of the starters for the Eagles has been one of the big things. Casey Poe coming back from an injury. He'll get his first snaps tonight. Patrick Daniels back in the backfield, and a great time with the absence of Nashad Lee from a week ago. Lindale coming off a pretty big win last week in a 40-17 triumph over Pine Tree. Vandals struggled a little bit against Chapel Hill a week ago, but pulled out a 6-point victory. They'll be back to full strength offensively, but boy, Alan, the one thing that steps up, I think, for everybody around East Texas is Bo Barton. This guy has been dominating the last couple of weeks and starting the season off. Kid's got 5 sacks. I don't know how many tackles or no, but this is the guy we're going to be watching. You're going to be talking about all night long.
Well, not only is he a great player, he was just the homecoming king. Yeah. So I'm telling you what.
He's got that going for him tonight, too.
I got to looking on this kid because I'd heard about him. You know, he had 150 tackles last year. That's good for any football player. He averaged like 11 right now he's averaging 11 tackles per game. The thing that I'm seeing is he was voted in, or he was expected to be the most valuable player on defense in this district, and make All-State at linebacker. You know, and he's already committed to Rice. This is a player, dude. I'm telling you. He has 5 sacks from his linebacker spot so far this year. He also has 23 total tackles. I'm telling you, Kenny, he's a player.
Yeah, and we look at him coming out for homecoming king. This guy looks like a defensive back.
Yes, he does. He's not real big. Yeah. He's number 14. I expected to have number 50 or something, and it wasn't.
Well, it has been normal over the years, too, though, Alan. You've been watching this game for a long time, but the Vandals, Lindale Eagles, they have been synonymous with having undersized, outstanding players. Eagles had a few last year with Jamin Jackson was a pretty big guy, but other than the front line, their outstanding standout players at linebacker have always been small guys, too. So it doesn't really take a big package. You've dealt with small guys all your entire career.
Yeah, a lot smaller than these guys. Yeah. But the thing about linebackers is that they got to run. Anywhere you look, and whether it's college, the pro, even in the pros now, they want linebackers that can run side to side and forward very quickly. They don't want big, slow people. It's not Dick Butkus any longer.
Yeah. Well, looking at what we have to look forward to, last week, of course, Vandals with a win over Chapel Hill. Lindale Eagles picked up a victory over Pine Tree a week ago. Vandals behind Coach Jared Moffitt. Moffitt's in his 13th year here. He's 103-39 altogether. Chris Cochran, of course, starting his 6th year as the head coach for the Eagles. 38-23. All-time record, 400, 477, and 17 with these two coaches, or this coach and Chris Cochran combined. Van and Lindale are going to be playing for the 8th straight year, starting this week, or starting with this year's game. Last week, Lindale over Pine Tree 40-17, of course, and Van over Chapel Hill. It was a 23-17 game. Gilmer will come to Lindale next week. Van is going to be traveling to Paris. Both of these teams held their opponents both to 17 points a week ago. Now, defense is going to be the name of the game, but that matchup, offense against defense, is pretty prominent with these two football teams. Alan, as far as what Lindale has to do, we saw them come out look completely different week 2 than they did in week 1. Clint obviously has got to come out as confident as he did last week.
You know, I was very, very happy with how Lindale came out last week, because in the first game, you could tell they were having the trouble having the new defense, having the fits and stuff. And this last week when we watched them against Pine Tree, man, they were flying the ball. It's like they'd gotten that confidence back. I was talking to Coach Rozelle, and I was saying, man, you got to be happy with your defense. And he said, I was, and they had big games out of people like Ryan Stanton, who had 10 tackles last week. He had to play a little bit of that middle linebacker. And then they had Jalen Hines, who they picked. Hines Tree tried to pick on him last week. He had 2 pass breakups. And so guys just rose up and played with a lot more confidence last week.
Well, looking at what's going to happen, the Vandals finally make it out of the field house, and they've just entered the field. It's going to be a little bit, and Lindale Eagles right now waiting to come out of the tunnel as well. And it's a gorgeous night tonight at Vans Memorial Stadium. This is always a spectacular place, an incredibly intense atmosphere to watch football. We talk a lot about how the Lindale Eagle fan base travels, and they do every week, everywhere. It doesn't matter how far out they have to drive. The Vandal fan base is much the same. This is 2 incredibly intense fan bases traveling to watch their football teams. It was very cool. About 67 this morning when we got up. The sun has gone down now behind the trees. We've got a nice cool evening planned. There's not a lot of breeze up at the top of the press box where we're located at right now. Vandals breaking through the side. They're coming left to right now, and they're coming out for the coin toss. Referee tonight, the East Texas chapter, is taking care of business tonight at Van Memorial Stadium. Daniel Pipak will be the referee tonight from the East Texas chapter. And ironically enough, a note I heard earlier, coached Chris Cochran and taught Chris Cochran in high school.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And, you always worry about that. You think, oh my gosh, you get some kind of edge now. Well, Pipak's been doing this for almost as long as Chris Cochran's been alive. So.
Yeah, so he's probably seen more than just Chris Cochran.
Oh yeah. There's probably a few other players here. Well, the Vandals in this new stadium, just a few years old, they put together one of the greenest turfs in the history of AstroTurf, and it is incredibly enjoyable to do a game here. We will stand now and take a pause for the national anthem, coming to you from Van Memorial Stadium tonight pregame. Well, that's what it sounds like when you've got 2 of the best high school football teams in this area about to square off. The Vandals wearing their familiar all red tops and bottoms. Lindale Eagles wearing their familiar road white uniforms with their blue numerals, blue pants. Captains are standing on the sideline getting set to walk out to the field. Captains for the Vandals will be Reed Parrish, coming out along with Braden Bradshaw, 2 of the standouts on this football team. Bo Barton, of course, homecoming king, is about 4 inches taller than anybody on the field. And Sergio Salinas, the captains. Clint Thurman comes out along with Ryan Stanton, Trey Maseratian as well as captains for the Lindale Eagles, and a couple of players that we will not be talking about tonight for the Lindale Eagles. Of course, it is Christian Weidman is the one injury that will not be playing tonight, and he may be out multiple weeks with an injury he suffered in last week's ball game. And for the Vandals, they're going to be who's out with a collarbone injury, and Jose Suarez, who went out with a broken leg in the first quarter, Alan, and I know you've heard this 100 times, played the entire game. And it was only after the game that they discovered it was a full break.
That's a tough kid. Sometimes the adrenaline gets to going in something like that, and the kid might not even realize it, might have a little pain. But anybody can play any sports with even a stress fracture is a tough player.
Well, Suarez is going to be out for this ball game and probably many others, and maybe out for the season depending on how this break heals. So the Vandals will be without a couple of guys and a couple of starters. Fadig comes in in a reserve role as well as starting in other places. And, of course, Christian Weidman, starter on that defense, will be out as well. Casey Poe is back. Lindale Eagles are going to get the football first. They're going to be defending the west end zone, so they'll be going right to left, and they will get the football first behind quarterback Clint Thurman. Clint is 2 for 2 on 100-yard games as he picked up 100 yards in the last 2 ball games. Thurman right now will get the start at quarterback. It'll be Coulter Maya back in the backfield. Patrick Daniels will be coming in throughout the game. Ethan Moriarty, who had a huge game a week ago as well. Moriarty had basically a breakout game last week. Moriarty had a fantastic night, 3 catches, 44 yards, and a 27-yard reception also. Your wideouts, Kason Watts, Alex Romero, and Marcus Field will join him there. It'll be Maseratian taking the snaps, Hutchins at one side. It'll be Hutchins on the left side and starting to guard Brandon Petway on the right. Heller on the right tackle, Corey Watts at that left tackle spot. We'll see Casey Poe come in probably after the first series. So going left to right, Vandals will kick off. Here we go. It's a pooch kick up high. Moriarty tries to catch it. Ball's on the ground. Moriarty could not handle the catch, but fell on it at the 39-yard line. Oh, wow.
That's exactly what they're trying to do on those pooch kicks, is trying to get us right over that 10, 15-yard mark and hopefully make that the receiver will not get a clean reception, and that's what happened on that.
Well, Lindale will start up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Doc, figure out a way to tape that thing up, will you, without touching any of those buttons? That's my hot spot, and we're barely on. Thank you, brother. One of our closest buddies and best guys in the world, Doc Deason, Lindale alum.
And Kenny puts into work.
Yep, have to. Yep. Hand off to Coulter Maya, straight up the middle. Maya with hard yardage, crosses the 40 up to the 43-yard line. Nice one there as Coulter Maya picks up good yardage across the 40.
Big pile up in the middle. Colton Miller for Van made that tackle. There's going to be a big contest up front between Lindale's offensive line and Van's defensive line.
That'll work good. The off switch is on that backside, though, D. Thurman will split out. He'll throw it right side. Is it caught? Caught. Fantastic catch. Alex Romero with the catch. Romero will get a reception of maybe, he only gets about 3 yards, make it 4 yards on the reception. So Romero gets the first completion, short of the first down by a couple of yards.
Well, he got a step on Josh Christian of the Vandals, and he tried, Christian tried to strip it, just couldn't get it done.
So he'll give him 4 on the reception. Clint Thurman, a quarterback draw straight up the middle, first down. Crossing midfield, bounces off a tackler at midfield and up to the 45-yard line. Lindale Eagles with their first down of the night.
Logan Fattig with the tackle. Bo Barton was there, but he just couldn't get to the guy to make the tackle.
Well, if 15's on the field, man, that's going to be news to us. Because we had it down at Logan may be out this ball game. Snap back to Thurman. Handoff. Patrick Daniels going wide side. And a great defensive play, pulling Daniels down a couple of yards deep in the backfield. So Patrick Daniels' first carry of the year will start off with a 2-yard loss.
You know, Kenny, I could be blind.
You're not blind. But yeah, if 15's on the field, that means Logan's collarbones doing a lot better. We'll double check and see. Snap back to Thurman. Fakes the handoff. No hands off. Patrick Daniels. No, Thurman will follow him through the hole. Clint Thurman gets murdered again. Flag comes down. Maybe a face mask. As it looked like Thurman's head got pulled around to the right side. Well, I thought he handed off to Patrick Daniels.
It's that little read play, which is a great play for Lindale. Reggie Johnson hit Thurman in the mouth, but he was able to roll off of him to get further for yards.
Well, the referee threw the flag in the backfield. Dropped it to 48. We're going to get a face mask and a great play there for the Eagles as they'll pick up a first down on a major face mask. 15-yard mark off on the penalty. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 29-yard line of the Vandals. So they get a first down on the ground and a first down by penalty. 1st and 10. Eagles going right to left. Ball far hash mark. Man in motion is Watch. Snap back to Thurman. Looks left. Going to throw left. Off the fingertips of Romero. Boy, almost intercepted. Fell down right in between a couple of defenders. And right back there was Cannon Rainey ready to make the interception off the top of almost the top of the helmet of Romero.
That's one of those things as a defensive back you love when that ball goes through those hands and pops up a little bit and you have a chance to make an interception.
2nd and 10 on the incompletion. Snap back, Thurman going to throw it right side, complete to the 25-yard line to the 20 and out of bounds. And that catch is going to be made by Moriarty. Now they're going to say 7. Okay, Stuart, that looks like 9.
A little screenplay out.
That'll be Moriarty. Sorry about that, Alan. And Moriarty, he'll give him a completion of 8 yards. 3rd and 2.
Little screenplay. Garrett Flory makes the tackle for Van.
They'll move Moriarty now on the slot left side. Coming left with Fields wide out to the left side. 3rd and 2. Great drive right now for the Eagles. They put 2 guys in motion. We'll reset them from the right side to the left. Snap back Thurman. Hand off. This time Coulter Maya gets a couple of tough yards. He'll just get, I think, outside the 20-yard line. And Bo Barton was plastered by Maserati. And Barton did not take kindly to Maserati in trying to help him up, so Bo Barton did a kip up and cut himself off the ground.
I think they've been after him pretty much, so because I haven't seen him any on tackles yet. So
tight set, double tight end set, turnaround handoff, Coulter Maya. Maya, good yardage. Maya loses the football, I think. Vandals think they may be on it. Well, Coulter broke through the initial line of scrimmage. And Maya, I think, lost the ball and then fell on top of it. So a big gain for Coulter Maya.
That's twice that Lindale has sort of faltered the ball out of their hands and gotten lucky. They better keep that luck or hang on to the ball long.
Well, he got plenty of yardage for the first down. Give him 10 on the carry. Coulter Maya for 10 with a first down, Lindale Eagles. 1st and goal, they'll say it from the 11. Handoff Patrick Daniels, off tackle, right side, trying to bounce outside and gets tackled in the open field. Well, Daniels looked like he had a huge hole and tried to get outside the grasp, and it looked like back there was Cannon Rainey.
Where's the binoculars? I'm getting blind.
Right in front of
it. There you go.
Yeah, it's funny. Where's the binoculars, Alan? They're right in front of Lindale Eagles with an impressive drive to open up this ball game. It's a 3-yard gain for Patrick Daniels. It'll get it just inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and 8. Daniels with the carry again. Cuts inside this time. It gets popped by Bo Barton from behind and leans forward and falls down at the 6. So even maybe a yard and a half on the gain, and all of a sudden the yardage is getting a little tougher to get now inside this red zone.
Well, you talk about your defense wanting to bend, but don't break, and that's what Van is trying to do right now.
Well, Daniels with his first ball game here. He's been out all season long. Clint Thurman gets the call from the sideline. Sets up in the eye. Patrick Daniels, the deep setup. Watson motion. Handoff Daniels going left. He cuts back right. Surges forward inside the 5 down to around the 2. Well, that time, Alan, it looked like he went away from his blocking wave and found some kind of opening there on the right side, picked up a couple extra yards.
Well, he did see a little opening to the right. In fact, if he would have cut a little bit further to the right, there was a big opening. But once that pocket closes down, it's tough to get through.
Well, we're already in a situation where this could be a tight play here. 4th and 1 from the 3. They're going for it. Thurman, hands off, first man through. Touchdown, Eagles. Coulter Maya got the carry. And I tell you what made that play work is Clint Thurman went into the hole with him, Alan, so nobody knew who had the football.
Once again, that's a read play, and Thurman did a great job of selling that. But I'm going to tell you what, Lindale's offensive line just blew them off the line, and Maya just found a little crease, was able to pop through there.
Well, Maya's going to set up, going for 2. Clint Thurman's going to take it right off the right tackle. He will have to work his way in. They're going to say no good. Well, boy, Clint had plenty of room on the outside of that wave, but followed his blockers into the hole, but he'll fall short.
Interesting call. I wonder why he went for 2 instead of 1.
Well, they lose the 2-point conversion, and they will come back with a 6-0 lead. 7:29 to go first quarter. Lindale strikes first. You're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holichuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas's finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
Lindale Eagles strike first, and Baggett will kick it off, taken at the 3-yard line. Vandals will bring it back across the 15, and boom! A crushing tackle across the 18-yard line. And I think that's going to be Ryan Stanton with that tackle.
Yeah, Ryan Stanton did a great job last week with 10 tackles for the game against Pine Tree. Boy, he's the first one down there and laid a hit on him.
Well, there is a flag on the kick return. We're going to wait and see what Pack says. We got block in the back against the Vandals also, so they are starting with a couple of mistakes here early.
You know, Ken, I'm going to tell you, one of the things whenever you have homecoming, you can say what you want, but it plays on those kids' minds because there's so many things going on. So as a coach, you're just going, I don't know about this. I was really surprised they set Lindale up for their homecoming game.
Well, that's 2 penalties for 25 yards now against the Vandals. So the Vandals will start off 1st and 10. Quarterback Jackson Moffitt back in the backfield along with Garrett Flory. Garrett can run. He's going to throw it first off. Fingertip caught and dropped, and they're going to call that an incomplete pass. Well, I'm not sure if that was good news or bad news there because Braden Bradshaw made a catch and turned, and in good coverage on the outside, knocking the football out of his hand. I think may have been Michael Shannon.
Yeah, it's hard to see his number, but he did a great job. He knocked it straight out of his hands after he made the catch.
Well, they got to quit. You know, as Jalen Hines has got his shirt tucked in under his pads in the back, and he doesn't know that Alan Phillips is having trouble with
That's right. Jalen Hines had a great game last week, so and he's just continuing that.
We'll take care of that next week, Alan. Snap is low. Moffitt throwing across the middle. It's caught by Bradshaw. Lindale defense led by Brett Maya, crushing him right at the line of contact at around the 5-yard line.
That's a scary play. They run a little inside middle screen coming up from outside, and Lindale's defense played it perfectly and just compacted on top of him to make that tackle.
Well, Hudson LeGros has been in that safety spot. Patrick Daniels, now one of those players Coach Cochran talked about was going to get some both ways play. Daniels is in at one of those corner positions. Split out wide to the right side. Dual receivers, trips receivers to the left. Moffitt going to throw deep down the middle of the field. It's caught at the 20, the 30, the 40. Midfield, off to the races at the 40, at the 30. Scooping a tackler, still on his feet. He's going to go the distance for the touchdown. Oh, my.
That was a heck of a pass that Moffitt threw right there. He was in coverage, and he hit him on the run, and then it was a race to the end zone.
Caden Roll with a 91-yard touchdown reception. It was a great catch. Fingertip catch way up high, but Rowe's move was at the 20-yard line when he made a move on Michael Shannon at the 20 to cut inside the field to make the score. Snap is down, hold is good, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Vandals will take the lead 7-6 with 6:22 to go in the first quarter. When we come back, you're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
Backing the Lindale Football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagles center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assist him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain of all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
Back at Vandal Stadium, and once again Memorial Stadium, Mal Fowler Field. And again, it just feels like the intensity of this rivalry has shown up in the first quarter already. Vandals have shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, and the 91-yard touchdown catch to Rowe kind of turns things around. Kickoff taken at the 5-yard line, bringing it back to the 20, to the 25. And Coulter Maya with the return by himself. Caught the ball at the 5 and had no blockers in front of him. Moriarty gets thrown down at around the 25-yard line and gets up a little bit gimpy, but jogs his way into the huddle. So the Eagles at the 26-yard line will start up their second offensive possession. Their first one went in for a 3-yard touchdown run by Coulter Maya. But Vandals answered with that long touchdown pass from Moffitt to Rowe. Handoff, Maya, right side, big hole, 50, or make it 30, up to the 40-yard line. How about that, a 14-yard rush for Coulter Maya, first down Eagles.
Yeah, Garrett Flory had to come over from his cornerback spot to make that tackle because there was a big hole and he's fixing to head for the end zone.
First down for Lindale Eagles, and Vandals scored that touchdown without a first down with a long play. Handoff, Patrick Daniels coming left side, got a hole as well. 45, midfield, turns it upfield. 45, 40 of the Vandals, and out of bounds just inside the 40-yard line. Daniels with his first big carry of the season. Takes it from the 40 to the 40. It's a 20-yard pickup for Patrick Daniels.
You know, Lindale's offensive line has had a great job up front making those holes, and the backs are hitting the holes and making some good runs. It's against a defense that's supposed to be pretty vaunted. So far, Lindale's offensive line taking control.
Well, they're glad they've got their number one guys. Thurman, play fake, going to throw it near sideline. Caught. Marcus Fields spins out of a tackle, works his way to the 25-yard line. Lindale Eagles on the move again. A 14-yard reception from Clint Thurman to Marcus Field. First down, Eagles.
Great stop pass. Reed Parrish for Van was there to make the tackle.
Marcus Field has been a pretty darn good target all season long for the Eagles. Field six catches, 62 yards, averaging a little over 10 yards a catch. Motion is Watts, right side, comes back left, handoff Daniels, bounces outside again, 20, big hole, 15. Turn it upfield inside the 15, close to the 10. He's out at the 13-yard line. 17-yard run for Patrick Daniels.
I'm going to tell you, Ken, Maserati must be staying after Bo Barton pretty good because he hasn't been in a tackle yet. He's cutting him off from the pursuit.
Well, I tell you, I guess when you get pancaked or taken down so many times, he's taken him all the way 5-6 yards downfield, too.
I'm telling you.
Turnaround handoff, Coulter Maya going right side this time, bounces off through the line of scrimmage, and they'll mark him down. Looks like around the 10-yard line, so Coulter picks up 4 yards on the carry. He gets it just shy of the 10.
Once again, Van, you know, we talk about them that their defense had been breaking a little bit, but you want to make sure that they bend, and don't break. And so they're going to toughen up down here on the goal line. You can see that by the pursuit to the ball.
Eagles middle of the field. Turnaround handoff to Daniels. No, it's a fake. Thurman's going to run it. He wanted to throw it. Gets a block downfield, and at the 5 he gets popped and out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Boy, looking downfield, and I'm trying to see who that's going to be down there leading the blocking. Kason Watts looked like he was going to be the eligible receiver in the flats and worked his way from, hey, you're not going to throw it to me, I'm going to throw a block and open up a hole.
Well, there's Thurman growing as a quarterback, knowing that he can run it as far as that he can pass it, and it's a little bit safer running with the ball.
3rd and a yard. Handoff inside. Coulter Maya. Does he get to the goal line? It'll be Patrick Daniels with the carry. So Daniels will pick the ball up and take it maybe about a yard, but he gets enough for the first down. They only had to get to the 3. He picks up a yard up to around the 1.5 yards. They're going to say that 1st and goal now. Snap back to Thurman. Hands off. Patrick Daniels gets hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. No gain. Vandal defense standing tall this time.
Yeah, Bo Barton made the tackle the last time by the shoestring. That time he went on the tackle, but the Van defensive line crushed the front and was not able to go anywhere.
Well, first quarter, 4:08 to go in the first period. It's a 7-6 lead for the Vandals. Lindale scored on their first possession, and then a 91-yard catch and run by Caden Rowe. And the extra point gives the Vandals the lead. Lindale Eagles are knocking on the door, though. 2nd down, Thurman off left tackle, touchdown. Clint Thurman gives the Eagles the lead back at 12-7 with 3:50 to go.
You can tell that Lindale is leaning on that offensive line, pushing people back and making the ball move.
What does it do to the confidence of this team, though, as we've seen Seth Baggett now will come out for the extra point. I was looking for 20 as Coach Matt Cochran decided to try to go for 2 the last time up, but they'll jog out Seth Baggett for the extra point. Thurman, the holder. Snap is good, hold is down, and Baggett puts it through. Lindale Eagles will answer immediately. 13-7 Lindale Eagles when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios. With 2 objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
Back at Memorial Stadium at Van Texas, Lindale Eagles just took the lead back at 13-7. Kick comes to the 5-yard line. Stiff arm at the 10, trying to get outside. Vandals are bringing it back to the 15 and out of bounds, short of the 20-yard line. So great kick coverage again for the Lindale Eagles right now, as Lindale will pin Vandals back again within their 20-yard line. First one went back because of the 15-yard major face mask penalty, but the Lindale defense now has got to stiffen up, show a little bit something here as well after giving up that big play for that last touchdown.
You know, if you look back on that series, though, the Lindale defense did a great job against the run. They just hit them on that long, explosive play. Coach Roselle told me that it might be the tale of 2 cities, whether they're going to run the ball or they're going to throw it. That young Moffitt kid has to get into his own.
Oh, wow. Well, about the time Vandals came out to run their first play of this series, the referee has called a 5-yard offside penalty.
A little late.
Yeah, called it against Jackson Admire. That's a little unusual. So a 5-yard mark off against the Vandals, and even Coach Moffitt was trying to figure out, what are you doing?
Must have been standing on the line.
They may not. They may have had to discuss it. So Vandals, 1st and 10 now, back at their own 13-yard line. Handoff going near side, and the Lindale Eagles will thwart that run immediately. And that time the ball carrier is going to be DeMarcus Stinnett, and Stinnett for no gain. And Stinnett, we don't like seeing it this early in the ball game, but Stinnett standing over the tackler and straddling him and staring at him as he was not letting the Lindale Eagle up, and you just don't want to see that in this game at all, especially this early in the ball game. Stinnett stays in the ball game. Handoff comes to him. No, it's going to be Moffitt with the carry. He'll keep it. Gets it across the 30. Good yardage for Moffitt. And Ryan Stanton will come in with the tackle crossing the 20. They'll give him up to the 21-yard line.
Okay, they've moved Ryan Stanton to one of the outside linebackers, and then they've put Jake Kerbel back in the middle. Ryan Stanton did a great job last week and made a good tackle.
Now, Stanton's been all over the place.
He's a good football player.
Yes, he's everywhere. I keep waiting for Chris Cochran to put him somewhere on offense. He'll probably stay on the D side. 3rd and 2 from the 24-yard line. Handoff, first man through. Lindale defense right there, but probably got enough for the first down. You see who that is with the carry. It'll be Stinnett that time. It'll be Garrett Flory with the carry.
Well, Stanton again on the tackle. Big pile up in the front, but a great job by the running back of moving that stack.
Well, the Vandals' first down of the entire night of the first quarter. 2:09 to go first period. Lindale Eagles with a 13-7 lead. Vandals going left to right. Ball on the near hash mark. Trips receivers top side. And handoff, but whistle blows. A procedure call is coming against the Vandals. And I think Jared Moffitt saw that coming. He is waving his receiver over to the other side of the field. But boy, Vandals, their 4th flag of the first period for 35 yards.
Again, homecoming, man. I'm telling you, homecoming jitters get you.
Really think it's that the mental thing.
Sometimes it is. They just get all jazzed up for the for the game. But by now they ought to have that out of their system.
Well, they're not wearing, mums or anything on the field.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Someone probably got them underneath their.
Stop it.
Oh, okay.
Just stop it.
Well, I've been there. I know what they do.
Okay. First and 15 after the 5-yard mark-off. Vandals set up. Moffitt in the backfield. Checks the side. He's got Flory to his left. He'll drop straight back to pass. He gets heavily rushed. It's caught by Stinnett, and the Lindale Eagle defense is right on top of him.
Let me tell you what they did. They sent Ryan Stanton on a blitz running right at that young quarterback. And then all of a sudden, when they made that little screen, last week that hurt him, but this week Jake Curbo was there to make that tackle for a loss. Great read by Jake Curbo.
Well, Stinnett with the catch, but he's going to get dropped back for about an 8-yard. Make that I forgot about the 5-yard mark-off, a 5-yard loss for Stinnett on the reception. So Stinnett with his first catch. And they're back at a 2nd and 21 now from their own 13-yard line. Dual receivers near side. It's the wide side of the field. Moffitt, low snap. Looking across the middle of the field, throws. It's caught and dropped. And a great hit by Ryan Stanton, put on the receiver at the 35-yard line.
That was the same play that they caught earlier and went for the touchdown. So Lindale did a better job of covering at that time.
I'll tell you, Ryan already has like 2 pass breakups, about 4 tackles, and a couple of quarterback pressures already. We're not even out of the first quarter. 55 seconds to go first period.
Well, they put the pressure on him last week. He's one of those kids who they told had to step up, become the middle linebacker, and he has came through for him.
Well, Jake Curbo with a spectacular play on the tackle of Stinnett back in the backfield, started this defensive stand, and snapped back to Moffitt, and a flag coming in from the umpire. So it's going to be a false start against the Vandals, and boy, this is incredibly uncharacteristic of this football team, this many mistakes this early.
Those type of mistakes will kill you as an offensive football team because you get no headway into your drives. You just get further and further back.
Well, they set back up 3rd and 26 from their own 8-yard line. Trips receivers to the near side. It's the wide side of the field. Moffitt standing at his own 2-yard line. Takes a snap back into his own end zone. Caught at the 5-yard line. They got a lot of blockers out in front, but breaking it back is Bradshaw. Bradshaw runs right back into some white jerseys and runs away from his blockers. Does not make a great choice that time, as nothing but white jerseys around the 10-yard line. So Bradshaw will get a completion of only 2 yards.
That's a middle screen, and I'm going to tell you something. It was wide open for a second, and Lindale's defense did a great job of converging on the ball.
Well, Brett Maya will stand right around midfield and wait on the punt from the Vandals. And if either one of y'all can see a number on that punter, that'd be great.
Let me see if I can get my glasses out. Binoculars.
42, Stuart. I think it's Stinnett, maybe 22. Well, looks like Stinnett. And they're going to just go ahead and let the first quarter clock run out. They'll switch sides when we come back. First quarter is in the books. It's a 13-7 lead for the Lindale Eagles when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
A showroom almost as big as a football field. Really? Office Barn in Tyler.
A ridiculous amount of inventory at Office Barn. New and gently used office furniture.
More desks than the Pentagon.
Any style of desk imaginable. Desk as low as $50.
Office chairs.
Over 1,000 chairs in stock of all kinds from $20 to $2,000.
Conference room tables.
Biggest selection of new and used conference tables we've had in a long time.
Low cubicle prices.
Really stylish cubicles and workstations with space planning, delivery, and install.
Office Barn in Tyler.
We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders.
Between Tyler and Lindale on Highway 69. Across from the big American flag.
Call or text us. It's the same number, 903-881-0340.
Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn.
Garrett Flory sets up in the end zone to try to punt this away for the Vandals. They switch sides. Vandals will now be going right to left, and an incredible full moon coming up over the trees in our direct eye line right above the field of play. So they're right in front of Alan Phillips, so he can see just fine right now. So if they just make a short kick, we'd be just fine. Snap is high. Flory with a sidewinding left-footed kick comes down. Maya will call a fair catch at the 45-yard line. Eagles with spectacular field position inside the Vandal side of the field at the 45.
Why is it that every time there's a punt and a fair catch that I get a little queasy in my toes? That's an ex-coach, I guess.
You just keep waiting for the fumble?
Yes.
For the muff punt?
I guess I am. That's.
Well, it's probably a good thing that you're not coaching anymore.
Yeah, I was a little nervous.
1st and 10, Eagles. Thurman takes the snap, turns around, hands off. Patrick Daniels, or no, it's Coulter Maya with a huge haul to it, Allen. This offensive line is already playing a spectacular football game. They are blowing the red jerseys off the line of scrimmage.
It would have been 6 if DeMarcus Stinnett for Van wouldn't have grabbed him by the shoelace and tripped him.
Well, 10-yard pickup by Maya will get a first down for the Eagles at the 35-yard line. Those are the football right at the 35. Near hash mark, Maseratian starts off every play. Snap back, turns around, hands off. Coulter Maya again. Maya runs into traffic and picks up 3 hard yards. And what always extracurricular activity with this football team, with this offense. I mean, the offensive line just loves just not throwing people down.
That's what they do.
Absolutely.
Braden Hullum for the tackle for Van. You know, it's looking to me that Bo Barton, I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like he's almost running out of the play a bunch of times.
Well, they've got his number right now. Snap back, thrown in the flats to Moriarty. Moriarty breaks the tackle to 30, upfield to the 25-yard line. First down, Eagles. As well, the linesman has got him down at the yard short. One linesman has him down right at the 25, one at the 26. They're going to mark him at the 26, so it'll be about a half yard short of the first down.
There's a little tunnel screen that Lindale made. Garrett Flory from the safety spot made the tackle for Van.
Well, Moriarty, 3 catches, 44 yards. Had all of those a week ago. We had a rough time.
The reason I brought up about Bo Bridges, I wonder if they're giving him a false key to get him out of there. Sometimes offenses will give a key to the middle linebacker they move him.
Well, stack set, double tight end, handoff. Patrick Daniels, offside, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. All the way downfield, and a downfield block all the way out the field is Marcus Field taking the safety all the way off the field and leading his running back in for the touchdown.
Ken, I don't know if you saw it, but Will Hutchins for Lindale had the big linebacker Bo Barton on the ground behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, you always hope this does not turn into fisticuffs late in this ball game. As Patrick Daniels gets his first pay dirt of the season with a spectacular 26-yard run. And Baggett will set up with the extra point. Thurman marks it down at the 10-yard line. Snap low. Thurman gets it down, though. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Lindale Eagles move it out to a 20-7 lead early in the second period. 10:08 to go when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment is going all in with the 2022 Lindale Eagles. Safety first is not only common sense when it comes to your transportation, it should be the top priority anytime it comes to the overall protection of your family. Safety checks on your basic brake and tire conditions or need for maintenance on your AC system is paramount during the heat of a 2022 summer. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment puts the entire family name behind making sure you stay stress-free on the road year-round. You'll find tire replacements for all size tires, even lawn mowers. Lift kits and auto accessories are installed right there, and in some cases, while you wait. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment, Highway 69, 4 miles south of I-20 in Tyler. AlfordsBrakeandAlignment.com.
Back at Memorial Stadium in Van, Texas, Lindale Eagles picking up a 20-7 lead right now. Thank you, Doc. It's so nice having a secretary at this game. You know, a little crazy sometimes when you're not prepared. Kick going deep. Baggett will kick it all the way inside the 5 at the 2-yard line, and they call a fair catch.
Ooh.
Fair catch by number 12, right?
Bradshaw made a fair catch. Okay, they're going to pull it up. I'm thinking we got a punt going on. Bradshaw going to take it at the 2-yard line.
Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard
Wow.
I guess that's a rule I don't know about.
I completely forgot about that, man.
Is that a new rule that I don't?
No, you can fair catch anywhere on the field. beyond the 25, and it's fine. They'll bring it up to the 25. But, man, he's waving his hand, and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh. Man, there is thousands of people in this stadium right now enjoying Homecoming 2022 with the Vandals. This place is packed. Snap back to Moffitt. Moffitt hands off to Stinnett. Stinnett trying the right side, and Jake Curbo is trying desperately to rip that football out of Stinnett's hands and can't get it, but they'll stop him for no gain.
You think Curbo's saying, I missed a week, I got to make up for that.
I know. I think he's breathing fine this week.
Yes.
I think Jake's doing just fine right now.
That pneumonia is not there today.
I tell you what, the guy that had trouble breathing and had full pneumonia for an entire week, and he is back and feeling pretty darn good. Casey Poe is back, doing a pretty darn decent job of leading the blocking of that front five. Snap back a little bit low for Moffitt. Moffitt looking deep, going to go right sideline. It's caught right at the first down marker, and we'll see who makes that grab. Moffitt gets it complete. It'll be Caden Rowe who caught that 91-yard touchdown back in the first period. So only the second first down for the Vandals. They had only one in the first period. So they are on the move now and get it out of their 25. They'll start 1st and 10 from the 35. Vandals all red. Lindale Eagles, blue pants, white tops, blue numerals. White helmets with the new insignia on the side with the eagle flying inside the Texas state, I guess, map. What do we call that, Doc? The state of Texas.
Oh, there's a chess game going on down on the field.
Okay.
What's happening is Van, for example, is waiting to see. They'll call a play, and then they'll look to see how Lindale lines up to the formation. Then they'll call another play. That's why you have that little waiting at the line. And then Lindale look over there and say, we're not ready for the way they're set up, so they call timeout.
Okay. Well, I was curious if that was Cochran's timeout right there. The referee looked over at the sideline. Looked like Van was going to call one, and then he motioned that it was against the Eagles.
Well, these new offenses, what they do is that they'll call a play originally, wait and see what's happening up front, and then they'll look over to the sideline, and all the players looking over there, and they call another play.
It's too bad we can't get this canopy off, since we're not only in the shade, now we have no light, under our canopy. So
that's why I'm not under the canopy.
We got wires everywhere.
Because I'm blind and I need all the light I can see.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, me and Stuart are too, and we're suffering through it. Timeout charged against the Lindale Eagles with a 20-7 lead right now, 8:46 to go. And thank you so much to everybody that has reached out this week, that has been a part of our broadcast for the last week. I've run into a lot of people and had some great notes on our onthecall.net Facebook page as well, and people out of town that cannot make the games. Snap is low to Moffitt. Moffitt plays is going to carry it, and he runs into a stream of white jerseys. Jake Curbo is in there along with Christian King to make the stop right at the line of scrimmage. He may have even lost a half yard.
Well, there was a low snap on that. He wanted to pick up and throw the ball. By the time he got that ball, he looked up, and they were in his face. So he had to make a little run with it. Like you said, we said earlier, Curbo's making a name for himself already.
Well, Jackson Moffitt's only a sophomore, but this guy came in and played extremely well weeks 1 and 2. Bradshaw turning, looking to get the play call. Moffitt, low snap again, going to go deep. He's going to throw it up the right sideline. Got a man down there, but thrown, caught, and right out of bounds. And a great over-the-shoulder catch. That may have been Rowe.
I'm going to tell you what, that's thrown exactly where it needs to be for the completion. Because if it's short, it's going to be knocked down. If it's too far, it's out of bounds.
Okay, well, it's a 36-yard reception to Caden Rowe.
That's a great pass by a sophomore quarterback.
Well, boy, it was a great coverage, but, my gosh, you couldn't have placed it in there any better than Moffitt did that time off that outside shoulder.
Yeah, Romero's right there on him. It's one of those things it just happens. You do the best you can.
A long pass play again will dominate the Vandals on this first down. Offside play, boy, and I tell you what, tried the fake on the inside sweep to Bradshaw, but the Lindale defense was not fooled that time. And Stinnett with ball carrier. Stinnett will lose maybe a yard, maybe make that 3 yards. They back him up 3 yards, 2nd and 13.
Carson Watts, one of those that was in there. I haven't called his name yet, but he was in on that tackle. But one of the things that's happening here is that Van is not able to take care of the defensive line of Lindale. They're not able to move him out of the way. So those linebackers are free to flow to the ball.
Well, as dominating as the defense is playing right now, this is still a defense that has no sacks this season yet. Bo Barton already with 5 for the Vandals. Long time taking the clock down to zeros, and I think Jared Moffitt is going to be forced to call a timeout before delay a game. They could not get the play call. Well, Alan, that's got to be frustrating. Right now what we're seeing is a lot of frustration with the Vandals simply because they really can't get in any sync right now. There's no fluidity to this offense like they saw week 1.
Well, I think they're wanting to run the ball. You got to realize when you run an offense like this, you want to be able to run the ball, because if you're just passing and you're not able to run the ball, they're gonna back up on you and not let you make those passes. Right now what's happening is that's all they got, because Lindale is just smashing them on the front line. They're not able to make any runs. And so what I saw right there is that Lindale went to a 4-2-5 defense to try to cover up in the secondary a little bit better.
Well, Moffitt right now 6 of 8 for 133 yards, along with that touchdown and that long pass play. Thank you, Stuart. And Stinnett right now only 3 carries, but -3 yards right now. A longtime OnTheCall.net alum, Dusty Swope, joining us, probably looking for his sandwich already before halftime. 7:14 in the second period. Lindale Eagles up 20-7. Vandals on the run right now. 2nd and 13. Moffitt getting his offense set. Stinnett to his left side. Fakes the handoff. Going to throw again across the middle and off the fingertips. I tell you what, boy, that was a fantastic attempt at that catch by Bradshaw, and it just went through his hands. I tell you what, Moffitt really sewed that thing in there nicely, Alan.
I think that was Patrick Daniels on the defense, and he put his face mask right in his chest to make him have a little trouble catching it.
Well, also with that little extra push after the incompletion, too.
That helps. So. And, puts a little fear of them in there. You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, you just talk like a receiver then, dude.
Swope, who's, of course, longtime Alba Golden, school board member, resident, and everything. Kids are involved at Van Vandals now. Swope wanted a flag on that. Pass play, caught across the middle and dropped again. Tell you what, that's the 3rd time, Alan, we have seen this Lindale defense stop a completion. Michael Shannon that time, making Alex Romero breaking that up after the catch.
Great stripping job by Alex Romero. They're taught that every day. They go over that every day in practice. So as a coach and you see a player do that, you're thinking, he's doing his job, but that looks awesome.
4th and 13 on the 2 incompletions, but a fantastic showing for the Lindale defense right now. I mean, all aboard. Front line stop in the run. Stinnett with -3 yards on the ground, and 7:05 to go. Vandals are going to go for it. Dual receivers to the left and right. Snap is low for Moffitt. Moffitt looking left. He's got to scramble. Gets out of the pocket. Will throw down the middle of the field. It's in and out of the hands of Rowe at the 18-yard line. He had enough for the first down and could not come up with the catch. That time, no traffic around him.
He cut in front of the defensive backs to make the reception. He should have made that reception for the first down.
Well, boy, Moffitt, you can't blame him as he threw a strike in there right into the hands.
I've been impressed by that young quarterback.
Yes.
He's thrown the ball very well.
Yes, and Roman trying to roll to his left and finally get that shoulder around where he can get squared enough to throw it.
And that's a tough thing to do.
Jackson looking good right now, throwing to the inside of the field. Lindale football, handoff, first man through is Coulter Maya. Maya breaks the tackle across the 45 up to midfield. They're going to say he's down at the 48-yard line, and that's enough for the first down. About 11, 12-yard pickup for Maya, 1st and 10, Lindale.
Leighton Smith on the tackle. There's some big holes up there. Their linebackers are not able to get to the running backs. There's just the offensive linemen are getting to the second level, which means to those linebackers and shielding them off.
And such a great plus, too, Alan, that these running backs are attacking those holes as well, not going back and forth to decide whether they want to go inside. Faking a handoff to Daniels. Going to go deep. Thurman going deep. Got a man open over the head of the intended receiver, which was Ethan Moriarty. And Moriarty may have pulled up a bit at the 25-yard line. Boy, and it's hard, natural for a receiver when he turns his head to look for the football. It is difficult to get a surge of energy to try to at least accelerate a bit. It's hard not to kind of pull up a bit while you're looking for the football.
Clint Thurman wants that one back. He's grabbing his head afterwards. He knew he had him.
Snap back, 2nd and 10. Handoff, Patrick Daniels coming near side. Oh, gets caught from behind. Great tackle in the backfield and good open field tackle. That time it happened for the Vandals, that time by Braden Hullum. It's the first time we've seen either of the Lindale running backs get caught from behind. It'll be Daniels, but he'll pick up a couple. It'll set up a 3rd and 8 from right at midfield, 50-yard line. Snap back to Thurman, going to roll to his right. Inside handoff this time, and trying to bounce it outside is Patrick Daniels. The Van Vandal defense again. And that time, instead of it being a Hullum, it'll be Garrett Flory with the tackle.
Van did a great job of staying at home, because what that was a sprint out to Lindale's left, but they gave a draw play to run back to the right. The Van Vandal stayed at home where they were supposed to be able to make that tackle.
Well, they turn it over on downs, and the Eagles get it back with 5:30 to go. They will punt it away, though, as this time it'll be Wyatt Parker set up his own 35-yard line. Parker is 6'1", 185-pound junior. And Parker not doing too bad as far as his punts. He's got 5. He's averaging almost 40 yards a punt with a long of 48. He'll take the snap at his 35, jogs to his right a couple of times, gets off a bad kick, goes off the side of his foot, and out of bounds. It ends up not being as advantageous a kick as he wanted, as he shanked it off the right side of his foot. And it goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That'll end up being a net of about an 18-yard punt.
You know, those little rugby-style kicks always scare me a little bit.
You said it drives you crazy.
It does.
We don't know where the ball's going.
That's the new thing, though. A lot of teams are going to that.
Well, Van Vandals get the football back, and they are unhurt after giving the ball back to the Eagles. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, going right to left. 5:04 to go. Lindale Eagles up 20-7. Trips receivers, top side. Moffitt going to throw it quickly to Bradshaw. Bradshaw trying to get outside. Spin move at the sideline. Great move, but he stepped out of bounds, unfortunately, as they'll get a completion, but he'll only get 3 yards on the reception.
I sure thought there was fixing to be a hold call out there. That's a little screen play, quick screen. It sure looked like Van had a hold of one of the defenders out there.
Well, I wasn't sure. I didn't hear an inadvertent whistle right as he made that spin move, but that was a good job on the linesman on the far sideline, on the visitor sideline, for tweeting that whistle right as he saw Bradshaw step out of bounds. 2nd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Snap back to Moffitt. Moffitt will hand it off. First man through, off right tackle and across the 40-yard line. And that looked like a new runner. It'll be 26, Garrett Flory. I thought it was going to be Braden, so it looked like 21 for a minute, but it'll be Flory with the carry.
Carson Plunkett from Lindale was in on the tackle there. Well,
Flory will stay in the football game. Flory is the leading rusher on this football team. 28 carries, 190 yards. The guy's averaging 7 yards a carry, but Lindale defense has stopped that tonight. 3rd and 2 from the 43-yard line, going right to left. Handoff Flory up the middle. Gets caught from behind. Little ankle tackle from behind by Ryan Stanton, but he gets enough for the first down. They're going to mark him down right at the first down marker. We may see our first measurement of the night.
Ryan Stanton was on a stunt right then, coming from looking at Van, looking at him from the left side. Was able to chase all the way across, like you said, and catch him from behind.
Well, they're not going to measure this football.
I'm surprised he's not asking for it. Well, you know, Kenny now with all the turf fields, you know, the lines are straight. Back in the old grass days,
yeah,
you could never tell.
Well, I notice they don't measure near as much nowadays, maybe 2 or 3 times, you know, maybe twice a game. 4th and a short 1. Straight snap. And breaking a tackle and almost breaking it. Flory gets the straight snap on the Wildcat, and he picks up big yardage up to midfield. So he'll pick up 6 on the carry.
As the defense, that's the scariest thing, is you had everybody converge in on the tackle on the line of scrimmage in the middle of the field, and that runner just sort of veers off to the left. Luckily, we had a couple of defensive players. Patrick Daniels there was make the tackle.
Well, Bradshaw is in the slot right side. There is no receiver on the wide side of the field. Double tight end set for the Vandals as Moffitt takes his time getting the play call. He's got Stinnett to his right. Snap is low again, hands off to Stinnett. Stinnett breaks outside where there's a lot of running room and then gets caught. And a nice tackle in the open field. Out there, I think it's going to be Miles Miller. Yes. Miller was probably his first tackle all season.
Yeah, I'd better be glad he was there because, again, that's what happened. Everything got clogged up in the middle. The runner starts to go up in the middle, and then he pops off to the right side, and there's nobody there. Luckily, Miles Miller was able to make the tackle.
Well, I'm curious if Miles Miller is the son of ex-Hawkins baseball standout Miles Miller. We're going to have to check on that since we got a ex-Hawkins coach here. Trips receivers left side. Moffitt with the handoff. No, he's going to keep it. And then busted. Miles Miller is there again. How about that for back-to-back big plays?
That was a read play by Van. And what happened is when he stuck the ball in the running back's arms, there was a big clog right there. He pulls it out, takes off, and runs. But Miles Miller was able to come off and make the tackle.
Just a yard pickup by Moffitt. Moffitt with the quarterback keeper. Picks up a yard. So 3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line of the Eagles. Vandals moving right to left with 1:44 to go in the first half. 20-7 lead for the Eagles. Snap low again. Moffitt going to dig it out, going to throw it coming near side. Caught, no, it's knocked down. Incomplete pass on the nice play in the defensive backfield by Jalen Hines. Seems like he makes 1 or 2 of these every week.
Well, if you remember last week, I kept on telling you, I think they're picking on Jalen Hines, and they were not able to be successful. And so they're picking on him now. But I'm telling you what, he had 2 pass breakups last week, and he's had a couple of them tonight. So,
well, it gives the Vandals the 2nd straight time they will be faced with a 4th down play, 4th and long, and they're going to go ahead and punt. So this is a 4th and 7, and they'll be punting from their own, from the Eagle 47-yard line. Brett Maya, make it Coulter Maya, left-footed soccer-style kicker, hits at the 20-yard line and goes out of bounds, I think, right there. They'll mark it out right at the 20-yard line, so Maya unable to make a return this time. And the Eagles will have 1:31 to go to take this football 80 yards if they can under the full moon at a Vandal homecoming Friday night at Mal Fowler Field. Do you remember watching Todd Fowler play for the Cowboys?
no.
You're old enough to know who that is.
Yeah, but I don't remember it. I don't. Maybe I do, but I don't. I didn't know it at the time.
That's disappointing, Alan.
You know, Roger Staubach. I was a Roger Staubach guy. Come on.
This was after Roger, though.
Yeah.
This was after Roger. 1:31 to go. Thurman's going to throw it. Coming up the near sideline. It's caught by Moriarty over midfield. He had to wait on that football.
Pass complete to number 9, Ethan Moriarty.
Defending on the play was Hinch, and Hinch was all over. And Moriarty thought he was going to need to come back for the football, hesitated, and then planted his foot and came back. Big catch for Moriarty.
A lot of contact in on that play also.
32-yard pickup on the play. Play fake to Daniels. Thurman's going to throw it again. Off the fingertips this time of Marcus Field. Running an in route at about the 30-yard line. It'll fall incomplete.
A little bit behind him, but very glad he was, because if he got in front, he probably been picked off.
Well, Field with the incompletion, but Moriarty, who had a breakout game a week ago, had that spectacular catch on the opposite side of the field that basically iced things for the Lindale Eagles.
You notice Lindale going for a big play on that after a long first down, going for another, trying to get a plus play.
Well, Moriarty goes in motion back behind the line of scrimmage. Thurman going to throw it, gets hit while he throws, and it'll go way over the head of Marcus Field and fall incomplete. Thurman got hit after he threw the football. He had Moriarty in motion behind him and had him open in the flats, but was looking for big yardage downfield.
Yeah, I'm surprised he got it off. He had 2 players in his face automatically.
Clock stopped with the incompletion. Chris Cochran still got 2 timeouts remaining. 1:02 to go, 20-7. Thurman hands off, straight up the middle. Patrick Daniels is loose, 30, 20, 15, 10. He gets tripped up at the 12-yard line. Daniels with a big gainer way upfield.
Okay, now that was a little draw play by Lindale after 2 straight passes, comes up with a draw. Big hole up the middle for him to rip up through there.
Well, they'll take it from the 47 to the 8-yard line. Snap back, they're going to go quickly to Coulter Maya. Maya gets hit at the ankles and goes down hard. And Bo Barton makes the tackle, but we've got a Vandal down. Alan, will you grab the Bonox and see who that is? As we've got a Vandal down at the 5-yard line. They're going to check on him. We're going to have an injury timeout on the field. We'll take one here as well. You're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net when we come back.
You know that old saying that a man's number one job is to protect his family? Well, that's exactly what my dad had in mind when he founded Beeler Roofing in the late 1970s. Well, now it's 2022, and it's still the backbone of why Beeler Roofing continues to take care of families and businesses' new roofs, full roof replacements, and even simple roof repairs. We still welcome a good old personal phone call to set up a free roof assessment, and we take a lot of pride and enjoyment from making our customers feel better about being home. Plus, we can even help you navigate the insurance process. This is Brooks Beeler, Lindale class 1989, and very proud to support your Lindale Eagles again this year. Find us on the web at BeelerRoofing.com or call us at 903-347-8484. Beeler Roofing, our family protecting your family from the top down for over 40 years.
Thank you so much to all of our sponsors and the people that are a part of our broadcast each and every year. And Brooks Beeler has been not only a huge supporter of Lindale Athletics for an awful long time, the city of Lindale, and with his roofing business and with just being a fun guy to be around. Brooks, a friend to everybody. The Vandal defender that is down is up on his feet right now. That is not good.
Number 25.
Okay, well, 25, we do not have a 25 on our roster. Guys, y'all know who 25 is? Okay, we don't have him on the roster either, so. Well, he is coming off gingerly on that right leg, or excuse me, on that left leg. And we apologize, guys. We do not have a 25 on our roster. It's not on the game roster either for the Vandals. So he may have been a last-minute junior varsity
number 25 on there?
ring up, but we'll see if we can find out.
I think it's Josh Christians, who I think it is.
Okay. Last name is Christensen. Came up from the JV.
Yeah.
That's as much as we've got from a couple of fans here. God bless his heart. He will probably not be returning the way he is walking off the field, but he is walking off the field with a little bit of help. So Lindale Eagles back to live play. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. And immediately after the injury timeout, it looks like the Eagles are going to want a timeout. I didn't see the referee if he.
Well, what happened, they had a player, I think, that is bleeding, and so he can't be on the field. Looks like something. They're wrapping him up. He had to call a timeout.
Okay, that's what it is.
So Moffitt's trying to say, hey, it was an injury timeout.
Sure.
2 amazing trips.
All right, well, they're going to run onto the field last minute. Reed Parrish will come back on the field as they continue to tend to number 25, Christensen.
I'll bet what Moffitt is saying. Look, we didn't have a chance.
So you get your fans all coming up, man.
Well, these are my old pals, man, I tell you. Mr. Jeremy Whitten is now the
There's Jeremy, the guy you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, he's a junior high principal over in Vandale. Coached many years with him.
Okay, you know what? Jeremy was over there by the crowd mic earlier.
Was he really?
Yeah, I just let him know it was live, and he
I'm glad he didn't say something.
Reminded me that karaoke was not his thing, so we're safe with that now, at least for a little while. Back on the field, 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Thurman sits up Moriarty wide to the right. A lot of contact, free play. Thurman gets a shot put in him, and then Maseratian comes to the aid of his quarterback and gets all up in the face of. You know what? I don't know if they gave 15 to somebody else or not, Alan, because 15's on the field and Logan Fattig is supposed to be out.
Could be.
Do you know who's wearing number 15?
Could have brought somebody from the JV and have him out there.
Okay. Well, we were told that Fattig was out with a collarbone injury, but number 15 is on the field.
You know, that's another one of those free plays because Van jumped off sides, and he just threw the ball up. There's a little pass interference on that one. I'm surprised it wasn't called. Just the defender just grabbed hold of him, keep him catching it.
Well, they are going to call the flag against the Vandals. There was plenty of contact, but we never know until they actually make the call. So the Vandals with only their first flag of the second period after having 5 in the first quarter. 38 seconds to go. Eagles. They're going to move the clock back to 40 seconds. But that always tests the clock operator, if they're not used to doing that. You got to rehearse that a little bit. 2nd and goal now from the 5. Thurman sets him up. Contact again, this time by Stinnett on the left side. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a hard count. He was the only one that jumped, but Stennett's whacking himself in the helmet right now, so they're going to mark off half the distance. It'll be a 2.5-yard penalty.
Yeah, he's about to give himself a concussion down there.
Well, yeah. You hit yourself in the head. Okay, they're going to call it on the offense that time. Oh, my. So this time the 5-yard mark-off against the Eagles.
As quick as that whistle was blown, I was wondering if not on the offense because it's blown very quickly.
Well, the first flag against Lindale. Okay, thanks, D. Well, unfortunately, they're putting the unnamed player, last name of Christensen, on the cart and about to take him to the locker room, probably at halftime, to keep him from walking. 2nd and goal, back at the 9-yard line. Thurman rolling to his left, going to throw. Got a man open, caught, touchdown, Brett Maya. And then Maya gets his helmet ripped off of him by a defender after the touchdown. Cannon Rainey reached up and literally horse-collared Maya after the touchdown, and his helmet came flying off.
That was completely after the touchdown. The play was nearly over, basically over, when he grabbed hold of that helmet. Grabbed him by the back of the helmet and ripped it off. That was a little sprint out pass to the left, and he was wide open on that play. There was no defensive person covering at all.
Well, you hope that was not intentional and that was a momentum situation. They threw the flag, and the officials are going to go ahead and huddle up at the 5-yard line. But, boy, from this angle and after the touchdown, Maya is 5 yards deep into the end zone before Rainey reaches up and basically just kind of pulls his helmet off from behind.
They're probably discussing whether it goes, whether they will get a choice to have it half the distance to the goal line or having it put on the kickoff.
Well, it was after the play was over.
Yeah. See, Moffitt would, I mean, not Moffitt. Coach Cochran would have loved it to be half the distance to the goal line.
Oh, my.
I didn't see that one.
Okay, so the retaliation that came after that play came compliments of Will Hutchins, a Sam Houston State University commit. So Hutch evidently went to the aid of Brett Maya, and, of course, you're going to get called for that too, so the offsetting, but I was more concerned about Rainey and the egregiousness of that particular play. And, boy, you hate it. I mean, you don't want somebody catching a touchdown pass in front of you and you're angry, and I'm sure we've all been there, but boy, to go right up for the head is normally a kick-outable offense. Kick is up by Baggett. It's good, so the Lindale Eagles are going to take the touchdown and the extra point. It's a 27-7 lead for the Lindale Eagles, and we come back. 35 ticks to go in the first half, and we return. You're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at DocDeasonRealEstate.com. You know, after this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Always nice to have the Doc Deason recorded and the Doc Deason live at the same time. Doc is joining us tonight, a guy that absolutely loves going out and experiencing some of the best East Texas high school football every season. You will find him in stadiums all over East Texas, and he has joined us here tonight, and thank God he has, because he's already helped out about 4 times. Kick goes deep by Baggett. It'll be taken at the 11-yard line. Thinking about right, coming left is Stennett. Stenett's got a little bit of a hole, but he gets stopped right there around the 22, breaks the tackle at the 25, and works his way up to the 30. So good hard running by Stennett. As DeMarcus Stennett playing a little bit of wide out, a little bit of running back, and returns it up, gives the Vandals decent field position, and Moffitt has still got a timeout remaining, I believe. Make that 2 timeouts remaining
Okay, Kenny, what do you think he'll do? Will he just run a timeout, or will he go for it deep?
Well, I think being Jared Moffitt, he's got 27 seconds to go. I think that this guy wants something to happen before halftime, at least to give this crowd something to cheer about. So I think he's going to look to the wideouts. Austin Johnson checks into ball game, split out wide to the right side. He's got Bradshaw, the big receiver, in the slot. But he's going to hand off to Stinnett right up the middle, and that time, man, the Lindale defense nowhere to be found as he gets it all the way up to the 39-yard line. He'll pick up 9.
That is called prevent defense. They had everybody back waiting for the long pass because of the time, and Brett Maya came up and helped on the tackle.
Well, Stinnett also comes up hobbling. Snap back. Moffitt going to go deep, near sideline, way over the head of the intended receiver. Alex Romero is defending back there on Caden Rowe. It'll fall incomplete with 3 seconds to go in the first half. And, boy, DeMarcus Stinnett is, I think he turned his ankle on that last run as he is hobbling badly. He'll stay in the football game, though, as Flory, I think, remains on the sideline. So it's 3rd and 1, last play of the first half. Eagles up 27-7. Handoff to Stinnett, straight up the middle, and Stinnett, well, that is not good on a bad ankle, by golly, but they will stop Stinnett for a gain of maybe 3 yards, so we'll give Stinnett 3 yards. And at a 27-7 clip, we are at the half. The Lindale Eagles with a fantastic first half performance and up by 20. When we come back, you're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
You come for the food and you stay for the experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, a mile off Interstate 20 on FM 849 in Lindale. Come hungry because the barbecue portions are generous and the atmosphere is the best in East Texas, including live music on the stage in Hackberry Hall. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House combines great barbecue, craft beers, signature cocktails, and live music for a one-of-a-kind experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, 15338 FM 849 in Lindale, and on the web at brisketlovetx.com.
Backing the Lindale Football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagles center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assist him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain of all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holichuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas's finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
It's like moving from an old office into a brand new office. Trade up your current office furniture to brand new furniture from Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn buys new and used furniture by the truckloads.
We will also upgrade the look of your office by exchanging your current furniture for new digs.
Maximize your office space with our space planning services, including field measurement, design, and a 3D diagram. Office Barn can even reconfigure existing cubicles for office space.
More desks than the Pentagon, 1,000 plus chairs, conference room tables, lobby furniture, storage cabinets, cubicles.
I'm John Longcrier. We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders. Plus, office moving done right the first time.
Between Lindale and Tyler on Highway 69, across from the big, big American flag.
You name it, OB stocks it.
Office Barn.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios, with two objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
You know that old saying that a man's number one job is to protect his family? Well, that's exactly what my dad had in mind when he founded Beeler Roofing in the late 1970s. Well, now it's 2022 and it's still the backbone of why Beeler Roofing continues to take care of families and businesses' new roofs, full roof replacements, and even simple roof repairs. We still welcome a good old personal phone call to set up a free roof assessment, and we take a lot of pride and enjoyment from making our customers feel better about being home. Plus, we can even help you navigate the insurance process. This is Brooks Beeler, Lindale class 1989, and very proud to support your Lindale Eagles again this year. Find us on the web at BeelerRoofing.com or call us at 903-347-8484. Beeler Roofing, our family protecting your family from the top down for over 40 years.
Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment is going all in with the 2022 Lindale Eagles. Safety first is not only common sense when it comes to your transportation, it should be the top priority anytime it comes to the overall protection of your family. Safety checks on your basic brake and tire conditions or need for maintenance on your AC system is paramount during the heat of a 2022 summer. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment puts the entire family name behind making sure you stay stress-free on the road year-round. You'll find tire replacements for all size tires, even lawn mowers. Lift kits and auto accessories are installed right there. And in some cases, while you wait, Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment, Highway 69, 4 miles south of I-20 in Tyler. AlfordsBrakeandAlignment.com.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at DocDeasonRealEstate.com. You know, after this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Back at Vans Memorial Stadium tonight where the Lindale Eagles have put together a near flawless first half. A 27-7 lead right now for the Vandals as the Fighting Lindale Eagle Band is on the field right now entertaining both the home crowd and the visiting crowd as well. 27-7 lead for the Lindale Eagles, and that is behind some big play offense. Patrick Daniels with a 26-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. Brett Maya with that 9-yard reception to finish the scoring off for the Lindale Eagles. But it started with Coulter Maya going over from 3 yards out with 7:29 to go in the first period. Extra point was no good. They decided to go for 2 and could not get into the end zone. So Lindale started with a 6-0 lead. Van answered immediately as they came back with a Colton Rowe 91-yard reception. Vandals had backed up with the penalties and were really shooting themselves in the toe a couple of times in the opening drive, and then came back with the long pass play to Rowe for 91 yards. Extra point was good. The Vandals took a 7-6 lead. And that, of course, followed by the Clint Thurman 2-yard run at the 3:50 mark of the first period. Lindale took a 13-7 lead at that point, and they have not relinquished it. A 27-7 lead right now for the Lindale Eagles, and this is normal time. We bring in Stuart Campion taking care of our numbers. This has been a lot of fun, man. We're outside. We're about to get rid of this canopy so we can see the dang table, but it's been nice because from your standpoint now, you got a lot of offense. You're busy, but it's been a lot easier this week because, man, we're going back and forth, even getting some pauses in there, but we got some good numbers to talk about now.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying myself again today. Thanks for inviting me there, Kenny.
To come back?
Yeah. Hopefully I'm here every
week.
week.
It's a week-to-week thing?
It is. Well, you know what? They've had 10 first downs already this first half, which is pretty good. It's a big improvement on there. So let me give you some statistics here as we're going along here. Colton Maya has run the ball 12 times for a total of 72 yards. Clint Thurman, he's only carried it twice, but once a touchdown, he's got a total of 5 yards. Patrick Daniels, he is a workhorse, 96 yards on 11 carries and a touchdown. Clint Thurman, throwing the ball, he's 8 for 12 for 85 yards, and he also has a touchdown. So we have some receivers here. Brent Maya, 9-yard touchdown reception. Marcus Fields has 1 reception for 14 yards. Ethan Moriarty has been the big guy, 56 yards on 4 catches. So we're doing quite well with Lindale. When you switch it over to the Vandals, it seems a little bit more anemic. They've only got 3 first downs in the first half. Garrett Flory, 3 rushes for a total of 10 yards. DeMarcus Stennett, 6 rushes for a total of only 12. Jason Moffitt, he's got 4 carries for 14 yards. Now, when he's throwing the ball, it's a little bit different. He's 6 for 14 for 136 yards, and he has a TD. So the receivers we got Branton Bradshaw, 4 yards on a total of 3 catches, and Caden Rowe, he's their big man, 91-yard touchdown reception. He has a total of 137 yards on 3 catches. So that's pretty much it. We're wrapping up our statistics here, Kenny, so I'm going to pass it back to you.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Stuart Campion. And looking at what they have on the charts, 10 first downs for the Eagles, 3 for the Vandals in the first half. The Vandals have been hit with the flag bug. 6 flags, 45 yards, and that was not even including the offsetting penalty on the situation with the Brett Maya touchdown in the end zone where he lost his helmet. There was a flag thrown for unnecessary roughness or for unsportsmanlike conduct, but did not cost him because of the retaliation that came therefore after that with Will Hutchins going to defend his player. So the offsetting fouls there, but the Vandals right now 6 flags, 45 yards. Lindale Eagles only the 1 procedure call for 5 yards. We'll take a timeout here. We're at the half. Lindale Eagles leading the Vandals right now 27-7 when we come back. You're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout.
School is proud to assist the mighty Vandal marching band. Majorette for the Vanguard, and Majorette Ava Hoffman. Senior, Haley Moore. Junior, number 2 Brooks. Sophomore, Timothy Wilson. Sophomore, Lady Harris. Freshman, Beatrice Baumgartner. Freshman, Jason Miller. And freshman, Marcy Swain. The majorettes will now perform to Get Ready.
It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout.
Vandal Band will now perform a military-style drill based on tradition with dignity and pride. Tonight, the band will perform to Heroic Fanfare, Mighty Mike March, and the Vandal Fight Style. Drum majors for the band are seniors Megan Dupria and Megan Wheatley.
It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout.
Band directors for the Mighty Vandal Band are Mr. Rusty Lane, Mr. Nick Moore, Mrs. Andrea Harris Rockwell, and Miss Fiza Select. Twirler sponsor is Mrs. Paige Redden. The band would like to thank their parents, family, friends, and community for their continued support and of their musical education.
It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout.
At this time, I would like to introduce the 2022-2023
three varsity cheerleaders for the Vandals. Captain Josephine Allen, All-American. Senior Captain Annika Kostner, All-American nominee. Senior Captain Keely Crouch, All-American nominee. Senior Captain Kamen Dale, All-American nominee. Junior Presley Bryan, All-American. Junior Islin Jarvis. Junior Cora Mosley.
It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout.
Sophomore Sophie Johnson. Sophomore Shelby Parker. Sophomore Isaac Sewell. How do you do that? Mascot freshman Tatum Horton, All-American mascot. And the coach is Elizabeth Harvey. The 2022-2023 Vandal varsity cheerleaders.
It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout.
Blow your nose. Thanks for the shrimp, bro.
Dave for the Vandals, number
12, Wade Bradshaw, and number 22, DeMarcus Bennett. Number 20, Seth
Back at Vans Memorial Stadium. Never mind, I had to turn the crowd mic up there, Stuart. Vans Memorial Stadium, it's a 27-7 lead right now for the Lindale Eagles. They will kick off to start the second half. Going left to right this time as the Eagles up 27-7 behind some pretty darn good staunch offensive play from through the air and on the ground. Baggett will kick it off. Here we go. Vandals will take it at the 5. Ball will fall into the end zone. Stinnett will misplay that kick return, and he finally gets on it in the end zone as he did not catch it in the air, and the ball hit at the 5, rolled into the end zone. That was almost a disastrous way to start the second half.
Yeah, that would not have been very good for Van. They're already, I'm sure that coach had a nice conversation with them at halftime.
A nice conversation?
A nice conversation.
I'm pretty sure there was a little butt chewing going on with Jared Moffitt at the at halftime.
I would think so too.
But I think they just needed to settle down a little bit, obviously, and get back on track, because this is a good football team
and matched up pretty darn well tonight. Snap back, and Moffitt actually collides. No, it's a direct snap to Bradshaw. Bradshaw gets a stiff arm and gets thrown out of bounds by Patrick Daniels after a big gain, 13 yards up to the 37-yard line. So Moffitt did not get that snap. It went directly to Bradshaw, who took off down the right end for 13 yards.
Yeah, and I tell you, Lindale was completely confused because they all were running to the left and nobody was to the right.
Well, the Vandals will start the second half with a first down. Took them a while to get one in the first quarter. 1st and 10, Van going right to left. Moffitt handoff, Stinnett coming left side. Runs right into a scrum of 42, 49, 60 players. And Lindale is saying they've got the football, but probably not.
Number 99, Christian King, was one of the Eagles in on the play.
And Lindale, there is a Vandal down on the field, immediately, and has not moved. And that may be Stinnett.
22.
That's DeMarcus Stinnett. Boy, he had an ankle tweak right before the half, and he went down in a heap. And when he ran in, he picked up 3 yards. Or maybe they're going to say he got no gain. He got stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he ends up laying down 3 yards up the field, down at the 40-yard line. And he has moved his right arm a little bit, reaching down for that right leg, but other than that, he has not moved.
Well, Lindale did a good job of clogging up the front again. There was no place to run. The only problem they got to watch out on that is when they clog that front end up, the outside corners are open. If you go into that middle, bounce off to the side. That's where Van's been having some success.
Okay. Stinnett is getting some help coming off the field, but, boy, this just goes from bad to worse for the Vandals as they had already lost a player we did not have on either roster. A young man who was wearing number 25, and now Stinnett will come off the field. And he is favoring that leg that he had a problem with going into halftime. So Flory will come back onto the field. Stinnett will finish
his afternoon probably with 7 carries, 14 yards. Thank you, Stuart.
2nd and 8. Vandals going right to left. Handoff Bradshaw. Bradshaw's going to try to get outside again. Cuts it back inside, and he'll get pulled down at the 40-yard line. Bradshaw trying everything he can to try to pick up some positive yardage. Bradshaw's actually 3rd on this team, in receiving, but rushing, he has had a rough time this season. 4 carries for -3 yards on the ground.
I'm going to tell you, Logan Fadig, is that how you say that, Kenny?
Yep.
He did a great job of turning that runner back inside.
Well, we still don't know if that's Logan because the word we got from multiple sources and 3 of those coaches was that Logan is out of this ball game with a collarbone injury. Snap back. Moffitt will throw it quickly. It's complete, short of midfield, and a nice catch going down to the ground. I think it'll be Caden Rowe with the catch. Rowe picks up the catch, and we'll take it from the 41 all the way up to the 47-yard line. So a 6-yard pickup, and it's enough for the first down for the Vandals.
I think that Moffitt had a little trouble getting a handle on that ball because his hands might be a little sweaty. He was fumbling around with it.
Well, they're back at the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 Vandals at their own 47-yard line. Moffitt with dual receivers to the right side. Ball in the middle of the field, right under the nose of the Vandal insignia at half field, at half court. Handoff, Flory, spin move. Good run by Flory, his most positive all night. Still on his feet, continues to run.
Number 26.
And now some extracurricular activity in the backfield, but Flory's going to pick up good yardage. He'll take it from the 47 to the 42. So make that 3 and 8's 11. 11-yard pickup by Flory, his biggest gain all night long.
That was a great run. It took Wyatt Parker from the secondary and Alex Romero to get in there to help with that tackle.
So 1st and 10, Vandals with 3 straight first downs to start off the second half. 9:30 to go, third quarter. Moffitt's only 1 for 6. Moffitt juggles the snap, picks it up, and then is stopped immediately. So could not get the handle on the snap. And Moffitt gets pulled down back at the 49-yard line. Parker gets the sack, which actually will be a rush lost yardage.
Christian King was also helping with that tackle. But again, Moffitt having a little trouble hanging on that ball, which I saw a couple plays before. Hands could be a little sweaty. You just sort of slips away from you.
Well, Colton Greer came off the field immediately after that play also. Looked like he may have been hobbling a bit. He stands on the sideline, though. Snap back to Moffitt. Looks right side, goes left to Bradshaw. Bradshaw, great contained tackle. Almost behind the line of scrimmage, but a great tackle in that backfield by Carson Plunkett again. Gets minimal yardage. The completion going to Bradshaw.
I thought Kason Watts was going to knock that ball down. Just barely missed. He was on a blitz and just barely missed that ball coming over the top of his hands.
Well, after the big loss, Plunkett will drop him. It's a completion of only 4 yards. 3rd and 13. Moffitt and the rest of the offense glance to the sideline to get the call. Hard snap, back to Moffitt. By himself, will go deep down the near sideline. It is caught right at the 30. First down, Vandals, and a nice pass and catch. Rowe again with the catch at the 30-yard line. It's a 15-yard completion to Caden Rowe.
Now that was thrown to right at Jalen Hines' side. Little timing route. He came back for the ball, made a great catch. So Jalen Hines and Wyatt Parker had to make the tackle.
Well, checking back in the ball game for the Eagles. A lot of defensive changes right now. As the handoff, Moffitt will hand off first man through, and this time a reserve running back. This time it'll be Colton Miller. Colton Miller with the carry. Miller picks up 4 yards on the carry.
Jake Kerbo was there to sort of bend him backwards on the hit, but not until he got about 4 yards on the gain.
The legendary David Barber, who has been writing for Van Zandt County papers and the Van Banner for, I think, over 40 years. And David, one of the first things he always does is runs upstairs to grab me a hug. Lindale defense will plant the runner in the backfield, and this time tackled down by Riot Betts and Jake Kerbo. And once again, Colton Miller gets the carry, but boy, minimal yardage. He might have picked up 1.
Yeah, a little blitz by both of them and plugging them holes up. Lindale playing a little games with their linebackers where they'll bring one inside and then they might bring one outside. Caused a lot of problem on the offensive line to pick up those guys.
Well, they still got 6 yards to go. 3rd and 6. Lindale defense looking for a stop. Faking the inside handoff. They're going to go the pass and near side caught. Touchdown to Flory. A fantastic play call, Allen, as he put Flory, faked the handoff, was looking right the whole time while Flory flared out of the backfield, ran up the left sideline all by himself for the 6.
And I'll guarantee they took their outside receivers, ran them on slants. When they ran them on those slants, those defensive backs go on those slants, and there's nobody in that left side to cover him up.
Kick is down, kick is blocked. It is down, coming down right at the goal line. Lindale's going to go ahead and pick it up and try to return it. And gets him free Blair. We got a flag down way behind the play, but the Eagles are going to return this for a 2-point conversion of their own. This may come back. Flag came down on the return. It looks like Brett Maya takes it 100 yards for the 2-point conversion. And Lindale sideline are saying, nope, everybody's got to come back. It's just a missed extra. Get only 6 there. 27-13 when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
The Koi Sessions from Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House.
Hey, Corey, we're
going to take our first pass of this.
Hey, this is Coy Malone. I'm going to play a song. We're going to spin some wax, so just relax. We're going to smoke you some meat so you can eat. Down here at Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House in Lindale, Texas. Guys, we got a lot of great stuff going on down here. It's out. Can't wait to see you. Come for the food. Stay for the experience.
Yeah, that was good.
What's his name, the first one?
We didn't record it. Sorry.
25 yards.
Can you do it again?
Touchdown. One. He's got 180.
Score Eagles 27, Vandals 13.
27-13 Eagles. Vandals will answer with a Garrett Flory 25-yard reception and the touchdown, and a fantastic play. Well, there was nobody around Flory at all as he hauled that one in from 25 yards out. 6:29 to go on the extra point. The penalty will be assessed, I think, against the Vandals. Or no, they'll tee it up at the 40. So it'll be assessed against the Lindale Eagles for 5 yards, only their second flag. So Fernando Jimenez, the kicker, will set it up there. Only the second flag against the Lindale Eagles. They had one flag for 5 yards on a procedure call in the second period.
Kenny, he was so wide open as a quarterback. You're throwing that ball going, oh, please, don't overthrow him. Don't overthrow him. Don't overthrow him. Just hit him.
Well, perfectly run play and a great – I tell you what, Moffitt really does. He has shown a couple of times where he has laid that football in there exactly where it needs to be. Jimenez will kick it. It'll fall short and return from the 12-yard line. Coulter Maya 30, 40. Tripped up at the 40-yard line. Coulter Maya with a great return. I think that was Jimenez that had to make possibly a touchdown-saving tackle on Coulter Maya on a great kick return. Puts Lindale in great field position at their own 45-yard line.
Well, you get Coulter Maya out in the open with those long strides. He can go pretty far and pretty good for a touchdown, but got tripped at the ankles.
Well, the Eagles will get their first possession here in the second half after the long touchdown drive by the Vandals, where they worked out 4 straight first downs. Thurman takes the snap, hands off to Patrick Daniels off the left side. He's got big yardage midfield, 45. Out of bounds after the 45. He'll pick up an easy 13 yards with a nice bounce outside.
Reed Parrish pushed him out of bounds. He was fixed to be off the races on that one also, but Reed Parrish was able to get over there and push him out of bounds.
You know, when this season started, Coach Chris Cochran was looking forward to, well, Matt Cochran at least, of, platooning in 3 running backs. And Nashad Lee getting hurt a week ago. Patrick Daniels with the handoff, and he will get pulled down in the deep in the offensive backfield. And a great tackle, and maybe injured as Campuzano looks like he is hurt. Christian Campuzano came up out of that tackle, and he is favoring not only his right leg but that right arm. He stays in the football game on the 2-yard loss on the rush by Daniels. Trips receivers. He'll set Watts in motion. Coming left to right. Thurman, play fake. Going to go down the middle of the field and hit immediately. Alex Romero is just plastered.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a flag, and here it comes.
Cannon Rainey was over the top of him, taunting.
Oh my!
That was he played a great job on defense, but he should have been over the top taunting him.
Alex Romero almost got cut in half. What an explosive blow to Romero. He was up off of his feet, reaching for the football, and got hit around the spine and just flailed to the ground. How he was not hurt. A crazy incompletion. The hit came immediately as the football got to him. And they're literally going to, they're huddling up the Lindale Eagles at midfield, but they're going to mark this off as possibly a taunting foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, which would have been the taunt.
And it will be the taunting foul. And I think they called it on Cannon Rainey. You're right. Rainey he went right back into Alex Romero's, right over his face, and just kind of bobbed his head down at him as if he said something to him. So the 15-yard mark off against the Vandals, and they will once again have a huge penalty and a mental error there. 1st and 10, Lindale Eagles at the Vandal 29-yard line. Going left to right, trips receivers to the right side. Ball far hash, handoff. First man through, and a new running back.
Number 24, Devin Daniels.
And this time it's Devin Daniels, younger brother of Patrick,
16, Tough Rosamina,
coming in getting his first carry of the night.
It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Eagles.
Devin, who scored his first touchdown of the season, getting his first call up.
last Friday night. Devin ended up with 5 carries for 20 yards and that touchdown, a long run of 8. Coulter Maya back in the backfield. He'll get the handoff straight up the middle. Coulter Maya, big yard, is still on his feet, breaks the tackle, 20. Inside the 15-yard line for he is busted down by Cannon Rainey, but Coulter Maya with 15 on the carry inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
I'm going to tell you how that one worked. The Lindale offensive line had pushed a linebacker and a defensive lineman back the field about 10 yards. And when Coulter Maya come through there, he ran right into the back of him.
Well, Patrick Daniels helps Coulter Maya when he comes to the bench. He's going to have to sit out as he was shaken up on that tackle as well. Devin Daniels back in the football game. Man in motion, handoff. Daniels coming near side. Gets met by red jerseys in the backfield. The Vandal defense will step up for a 2-yard loss.
Tough Arrows Amina was the tackler.
Well, Casey Poe literally missed his block on his man, and Casey Poe actually went back and pat Devin Daniels on the helmet, telling him, my bad. As I think he was going to be a pulling blocker.
You know, Casey Poe coming back, it just, you know, he just might have had a little hesitation.
Absolutely. Brandon Petway set up on that right side now. Handoff. Daniels going left side, cuts up field, 15, 10-yard line, inside the 10, down to the 9. And what, Alan, I talked to Dusty about this before he left. Will it be the white jerseys or the red jerseys will be the first to either get ejected from this game or get an unsportsmanlike conduct? We've already seen that.
Yes.
But we are seeing some intensity brewing here now in the third period.
Well, you can tell the rivalry going on and how hard each team wants to win this game.
Vandal fan base right now is trying to get the defense into this football game. Lindale Eagles snap back. Clint Thurman rolling to the left, throwing back behind his body, intercepted the end zone. Well, he threw it right in between Marcus Field and Devin Daniel, and the only person there was a red jersey. And I think that's going to be, it looks like 20, maybe Flory with the interception.
Well, Clint Thurman did the ultimate mistake. He threw back across his body trying to hit the receiver. That's hard to do when you're going to your left.
Well, Flory with the INT, and it'll be Thurman's second interception on the season. But boy, he had the rollout. He had a receiver. Marcus Field was open. Devin Daniel was open right between the hash marks, just into the end zone. But he just threw it, and I think really thrown against his body, Al, is what stopped it. Vandals 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Moffitt hands off, first man through. Flory with hard yardage. Busts up the middle for 7 yards up to the 27-yard line. Flory with a +7. Miles Miller again in on the tackle.
Yeah, but he got hit. That running back hit him right underneath the chin. I can hear the pop up here.
Well, Hudson LeGros and Patrick Daniels switching things out on defense. Working both ways. LeGros will set up deep in the backfield, in the defensive backfield. And it's going to be a pretty heavy dose right now, I think, of Flory. Flory picks up maybe 2. They're going to make it short of the first down, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Jake Kerbal made a big old stance right there, made a big old pile, and he had to, they had to go around that pile. They are getting riled up now, Ken.
3rd and 1. Vandals going right to left, right down in front of us from our perspective at around the 21-yard line. Snap back, handoff, straight up the middle, and ball carrier drags a couple of white jerseys. Lindale defense that time. Ball carrier is going to be Colton Miller with the carry.
You know, Brett Maya came up to make the tackle, but instead of putting a shoulder pad into him, he just sort of put his arms around him, and the running back ran right through his arms.
Well, he'll take it from the 29. He'll pick up 7 yards on the carry up to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 Vandals. Vandals continue to move the football here in this third quarter. Snap back, inside pitch. The Vandals getting caught. Lindale defense will knock him out of bounds at the 35. No, Bradshaw stays on his feet. Looked like he ran out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Bradshaw Great move, plants his feet and moves upfield for another 15 yards, make it 10 yards.
You know, Van's got their motor going pretty quick right now. You know, Lindale's is setting back on their haunches a little bit. They're going to have to come off the line and gain that line of scrimmage back.
Well, they're going to give him a gain of 7, make it 6 yards on the carry. So Bradshaw for 6, 2nd and 4 now. Now we got the fandom blocking our scoreboard, so we got to look around, check what's going on. Moffitt hands off. Miller with the carry, and that time the Lindale defense will stiffen up. Jake Curbo even.
He's trying to take that ball right then.
Even after the whistle, Curbo's trying to strip the football.
Well, that's what Lindale needed to do. They need to step up and plug them holes up to make Van have to work to get the first down. They've been ripping off some pretty good runs, which gets, you know, as a defensive player, they get you down a little bit. So they did a great job to try to get that momentum back.
Well, this third period is just zipping along. 1:20 to go in the third period. Lindale with a 27-13 lead over the Vandals, but they have had the momentum since the second half started. Moffitt trips receivers to the far side, and now Moffitt wants a timeout. So Jared Moffitt will call his first timeout of the second half, and we will take one here as well. Lindale Eagles leading 27-13, minute 11 to go. We come back. Listen to Lindale Eagle football with OnTheCall.net.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holichuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas's finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
You know, it's kind of cool sometimes when you get a broadcast where you got, you know, a meteorologist that shows up to help you out, and then you got a New York Yankee Major League Baseball pitcher that's doing a commercial for you. And Alan, I still haven't got you back with dropping the ice down your shirt and pants for Derek. You know,
Derek
I told him I would. So
I love me some Derek Kraft, son of Mike Kraft, one of the people in love, just love Mike Kraft.
Somebody is going to have to write a book about Mike Kraft because he was at one school for 40 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Crazy
great
career.
Great man.
3rd and 4, Vandals. Lindale defense trying to step up after the timeout by Moffitt. 3rd and 4 from the 42-yard line. Snap back to Moffitt. Going to look. He's going to go wide. Caught and pulled down, and a great catch. That may be Rowe again. It looked like that tall, lanky kid, and it was. Caden Rowe with the completion.
You know, Coach Rozelle told me before the game started that Van has always been known about slants. When they run into trouble and they're trying to get something going, they run a lot of slant patterns, and that's what they're doing right now.
6th timeout for the Vandals this quarter alone. Lindale with none. Eagles trying to make a stand here. 1st and 10, Vandals from their own 49-yard line. Double tight inset. Going to pass. Moffitt going to have to roll to his right. Now he's just going to throw it out of bounds as he gets sacked pretty hard in the backfield by Kason Watts.
Incomplete pass brings up
Boy, Watts, I think may have gotten away with a little bit of a late hit there.
I was sure hoping we were going to get our first sack.
I know. It's hard to believe that the Eagles have gone this far and scoring 40 a week ago, but boy, still looking for their first sack of the season. After the incompletion, Moffitt will set him up. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Flory. Moffitt's going to keep it himself. Straight up the middle, breaks the tackle. Good yardage for Jackson Moffitt. Moffitt across the 45 to the 43-yard line. So he'll pick up 6 on that carry. Make it 7. 3rd and 3 for the Vandals. Lindale Eagles.
3rd down and 3 for the Vandals.
You know,
maybe if they get this playoff, it'll be the last one of the third period here.
Gabe Hart was in on the tackle for Lindale and slung him around to make the tackle.
They have slung him for that extra yardage. 3rd and 3. Snap back. Jackson Moffitt will hand off. Flory going right side. Back up the middle. Spin move. First down, Vandals. When the fourth quarter begins, it'll be Vandal football at the Lindale Eagle 36-yard line when we come back. Fourth period coming up next. You listen to Lindale Eagle football with OnTheCall.net.
Backing the Lindale football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagle center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assist him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain of all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
Shane doing a heck of a job for us at Eagle Chiropractic. Would love for anybody to zip by there. Longview, my gosh, Doc Deason. Doc's taking care of our scoreboard as of right now. Mesquite Horn 37-6 over Tyler High after 3. Longview 69-0 over Legacy right now. We don't even know how late in the game that is. Oh, that hurts, man. Both Tyler schools having a rough time of it right now. Fourth quarter underway. Lindale Eagles up 27-13. Vandals. First and 10 from the Lindale 37-yard line. Going left to right wearing all red. Homecoming 2022 for the Vandals. Moffitt, a lot of time. Jackson Moffitt will throw it right sideline. In and out of the hands, and a great play by Patrick Daniels back there. As Daniels all over Bradshaw and causing that incompletion.
Well, Lindale was in a 4-2-5 defense that time, trying to cover up those deep lanes. They slanted their outside receiver, and the inside receiver went deep and did a great job of covering him up because that's what they've been hurting him a little bit on.
Well, the Eagles looking to try to get this football back. No first downs for the Eagles in that third period. They had 6 in the first period, 4 in the second, but unable to get anything working with only 1 possession in the second half thus far. And Lindale says, hang on a second, we're not understanding what we're seeing out here right now. So Chris Cochran will take his first time out of the second half. Following Jared Moffitt's first one earlier in the third period. We're enjoying a nice cool evening tonight as Cochran will take his first time out with 11:54 to go. Next week we will be back home for the first of 2 straight home games for the Lindale Eagles as they will welcome in another strong opponent and a football team playing pretty good football in the Gilmer Buckeyes. But then again, Alan, you've been around for a while. When is Gilmer not playing good football?
You know, in all my years in East Texas, I've never seen Gilmer play a game.
You've never seen Gilmer play football?
No. I hear it's the basketball on grass, throw the ball all over the place.
Well, it's there's never any lack of effort. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good game.
I still think that this past year they should have made Carthage and Gilmer play their own state championship game. You know, last year.
Register online at VanISDFoundation.com.
That would have been some kind of fun. Hey, are you playing golf yet?
Golf?
Yeah.
Just because I'm retired doesn't. I mean, I want to, but
okay.
You know, they say
what?
you play yourself. I don't
Never
do
mind.
very good.
Just never mind. A golf. That would be a hard no from Alan Phillips. Vandals back, 2nd and 10. Moffitt hands off to Flory. Helmet is flying off of a Vandal and no gain on the play. Well, the down marker is going to go ahead and move 2 yards before the whistle even blows, so we're going to give him 2 on the carry. Flory with 2 on the carry. Helmet came flying off of, once again, another number we do not have on the roster.
Yeah, and he has to come out of play, and he tried to go back in, but the official said, nope, you're out, buddy.
Yep, and this is absolutely not an updated roster from Jarrett Moffitt and the Vandals because everyone else has the same one, and the number that's on the roster ran into the football game.
Watch the slants on this play. That's what they like to run.
Well, our apologies. We can't give credit where credit is due, and whistle blows immediately. And, boy, that's probably a good thing for Jackson Moffitt as Wyatt Parker got an amazing jump. Okay, I'm not real sure what that call was. Okay, did they give Van the timeout?
Yes, I think they did. I think that there was a confusion for number 54, who we don't know who it was. His replacement went in the game, and there was some confusion, and I think they called a timeout.
He's
to get
not
54.
on here either.
Yeah.
Doc, where's your program at? Let's see that thing and see if it's even updated. Doc bought an awesome program. 54 is Bruce Shaw, but 79 that ran into the football game is not on here. But Bruce Shaw is the one that lost his helmet. He's a junior.
Concession stand, and much, much more.
And still looking to see if 25 is still not on there. Nobody came up here and scribbled it on Doc's program, so we still don't know Christensen, who got injured earlier. Thanks, D. Longview and the Legacy football game is a merciful final, 69-0.
Oh, it went quick after a while.
That game started. I wonder if they kicked off at 7 o'clock. What time is it?
It's called when you're getting beaten bad enough that they say
They
run
let
the
it
clock.
roll?
Yeah, I know. I've been to some of those. Been a coach at some of them.
All right. Well, Lindale is back on the field ready to play. Van is yet to break out of their huddle, and they finally do. So the timeout is charged to Jarrett Moffitt, who has one left. Chris Cochran with 2, of course. May end up being important the way this game is going right now. So here we go. Pass, flare out to Flory, breaks the tackle 2 yards deep in the backfield and picks up positive yardage. Flory with the completion for only 2, but still a 4th and long in decision time right now for the Vandals.
I think that was Jake Kerbo that had the chance to make the tackle on the backfield, and he is probably just beside himself over that.
Well, Luke Horton checks in the game as an inside slot receiver, and also Colton Miller will be the running back in the backfield next to Jackson Moffitt. He sets up to the left side of Moffitt. Trips receivers to the bottom side, the wide side of the field. Ball far hash mark, 4th and 6. Vandals are going for it from the Lindale 33-yard line. Snap back, faking the handoff. Play action going to be caught for the first down. Pass is way behind the intended receiver of Luke Horton.
Well, once again, when the going gets tough, as Coach Roselle told me, Van just running slant routes, and they're in slant routes for about 8 yards for a first down.
Well, Horton picks up 8 on the reception, and that's plenty enough for the first down. So Horton with his first reception of the night. 1st and 10 Vandals at the Lindale Eagle 25-yard line. So the defense trying to find a spark right here as they're up by 2 touchdowns and trying to keep the Vandals out of the end zone. Snap back. Faking the handoff, play action. Moffitt's going to scramble to the right. Now he's got to go back left, trying to go inside, and he'll finally get pulled down for about a 3-yard loss, but boy, had nowhere to go. Everyone was covered up enough. First time we've seen Jackson Moffitt just really lost back there in the backfield.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Lindale did a great job. They had the 2 receivers on the right side doing slants like we talked about, going deep. They ran a guy in motion and ran him up underneath and tried to get him to the sideline. And the outside linebacker, who I think was number 15, Wyatt Parker, I think he picked him up. Yeah, Wyatt Parker picked him up.
2nd and 13 after the 3-yard loss on the scramble by Moffitt. Going to the line of scrimmage, barking out the signals. They'll make the snap. Dual receivers out looking for the end zone. They got Bradshaw open in the end zone, and a flag will come down. Unfortunately, that time, the defensive back, Ryan Betts, has got to turn around and make a play.
He did not look for the ball at all. He just kept running into him.
Well, Betts had Bradshaw well covered, but Betts did not turn around to make a football play on the football. He literally just put his hands up in Bradshaw's face and deflected that pass down, and that'll be the call. So unfortunately, it'll not only be an automatic first down, but the Vandals so the automatic first down, it will also set them up inside the 15-yard line. So the Vandals will not only get an automatic first down, they can get another first down without scoring. So a penalty first down for the Vandals, and their first here in the 4th period. Make that the 2nd here in the 4th period. Vandals, handoff, Flory, straight up right side, and he gets bowled down at the 10-yard line. But Flory, boy, almost looked like his left leg just buckled under him.
Yeah, Jake Kerbo up on the tackle on that.
Flory, I think, has got a equipment situation. He may have got cut under his helmet. He took his helmet off and is rubbing his left side of his head. Well, Jackson Moffitt right now has got no one in the backfield with him. And they will break out of the huddle with Rowe split out wide to the top side, wide left. Snap back, hands off to Bradshaw, straight up the middle of 5 to the 1, touchdown Vandals. Bradshaw takes it in from 9 yards out to close the gap on the Eagles.
It's a good example of the Lindale defensive team being on the field too long, getting tired because Van just running the ball down the field.
Jimenez will set up for the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So they tack on 7 here, and it's a one-possession football game with the Lindale Eagles leading 27-20. When we come back, Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios, with 2 objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
Jackson Moffitt having a pretty darn good second half. He has got 198 yards in the air now. Hand it off to Bradshaw, get the touchdown on the ground. And Coulter Maya stands by himself. There is nobody within 15 yards of Coulter Maya. He will take this kickoff at the 10. It's a onside kick, and it will fall underneath. And thank goodness a sharp Carson Plunkett falls on it.
I thought for a minute
that was a little chancy there, Alan.
Yeah, I thought for a minute it's going to squirt through and he's going to get it. That Van was going to be able to chance to get it.
Well, I'm not 100% sure any of the Lindale Eagles expected that to happen, but Carson Plunkett will drop on it at the 46-yard line. So the Eagles with a short field and see if they can take advantage of this little bit of a break. Up 27-20 against the Vandals. 8:29 to go. They'll be going right to left. They'll set up Marcus Field wide to the left. Snap back. Thurman's going to keep, and Manny's got all day to run midfield 45. Tries to make a move inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. If Clint Thurman had not have stumbled trying to get out of the pocket, that would have been a huge play.
There's another good example of that front getting clogged up and everybody sucking in. Clint Thurman goes to that line, but tries to get outside, stumbles a little bit, and then able to get out to the outside. But the clog up in the middle is what enables it to go out.
Our scorekeeper, Doc Deason, just told us fourth period, Mesquite Horn over Tyler High 43-6 now. He's checking on scores from Henderson and Chapel Hill and Palestine and Athens, some of the other district foes that Lindale will be facing. Faking handoff, no, it is Patrick Daniels with the carry. Gets a great inside handoff, takes it across the 35 and up to the 32-yard line.
Bo Barton making the tackle. The first time we really called his name a whole lot.
7-yard pickup for Daniels. Patrick having a pretty darn solid night. Patrick Daniels with the carry. 114 yards on the ground for Patrick thus far. 2nd and 3. Thurman with Daniels behind him. Long snap count. Double tight end set to the left side, and now whistle with a flag and a procedure call.
Something.
I didn't see anybody move there.
I saw it on the left side a little bit.
Okay.
It was a little bit quick, but something that Lindale really didn't need to happen right now. They'd been driving the ball.
All right, well, jumping a little bit quick that time was going to be Casey Poe. Poe with the 5-yard mark off. Thurman in the backfield along with Daniels. Going to throw it sideline. Got a man open, reaching. Does he make this catch? A tremendous grab.
Yeah, we're going to get a pass interference on there, too.
At the 13-yard line. That was a crazy catch, I think, by Moriarty. It'll be number 9 again. Second straight week this guy has made a tremendous catch.
I think they might be calling it incomplete, but they're going to give him a 15-yard penalty on
Okay.
it.
Wow. Well, we're going to double check this. They threw the flag right at the spot where Moriarty. Okay, it's ruled incomplete. Oh, my. Okay, so the pass is incomplete, but it will be an interference call. 2 fouls, actually, against the Vandals. They will accept the pass interference call. It'll be good for 10 yards. So even though that ended up not being the dramatic, fantastic catch, we thought Moriarty reached around the defender and made a tremendous catch. So the interference call and the 10-yard mark off against the Vandals will be their first flag in the 4th period, only their second flag in the second half. Snap back to Thurman. Thurman hands off Daniels. Daniels bounces outside, spins out of a tackle, still on his feet to the 20. Daniels with a great move inside, crosses the 20. They'll mark him down at the 19-yard line, so give him a pickup of 3.
Christian Campazano had to come from the opposite side to make the tackle.
I don't care who you are. That's always a cool name to say.
Campazano.
We need more Italians playing football right now. Ball in the near hash mark for the Eagles. 2nd and 7 on the drive. Thurman hands off. Coulter Maya spin move. Cannot get out of the grasp of the Vandal defense that time. That time tackle made almost in the backfield by Braden Hullum. So 6:22 clock continues to roll. Eagles are on the move. Up 27-20 after the Vandals came back with a Braden Bradshaw 9-yard touchdown run. Lindale Eagles will huddle up this time on the field. Very few times they huddle 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage. They'll set up a tight set to the left side. Daniels behind Thurman. Fakes a handoff. Clint Thurman will roll. He'll throw it incomplete. Over the head and way out in front of Kason Watts. Wow, he had him open heading to the sideline.
That was a little trick play. They took the offensive tackle, moved him to the right, and had the tight end lined up like a tackle. He just sort of stood there, and then he sort of just rolled out. He was open, was just overthrown.
Well, they moved Corey Watts onto the right side and set up his brother Kason to come across to make that reception, and Thurman just could not get it into his gut. Here we go, 4th and 7. Thurman with Patrick Daniels to his right side. Alex Romero in the slot left. Wide left is Marcus Field. And Coach Chris Cochran wants to call a timeout and reset this setup. 5:53 to go, 27-20. Lindale will take one here with him when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios, with 2 objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
Back at Vans Memorial Stadium, and after the timeout by Chris Cochran at 5:53, they're going to send Seth Baggett in to attempt a 36-yard field goal. Vandal fan base is on their feet. Snap back to Thurman. Baggett with the foot. If he's got it in line, it is good. Seth Baggett nails it from 36 yards out.
I'll tell you,
giving the Lindale Eagles a 30-20 lead right now. How about that?
Yeah, I was saying what I was going to say is that as they came out, I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll keep the field goal. That's a tough spot to be in, a coach in 4A level, because, you get that field goal, put you up by 10 instead of 7. But if you miss it, they get that ball right there and score down the other way. Great call, great execution by Lindale.
Okay, put yourself in their shoes. Would you have made that same decision, Alan?
If I had the kicker, I would have.
Okay.
At this level, you've got to make those decisions. Back when in the 2A level where I was at, we'd went for it because our kicker couldn't have made that.
Sure. Did you have a good kicker at any time?
No.
Back then?
No.
Okay.
We had one, Danny Barrera, that could kill it.
Danny Barrera.
He could kill it, but then you'd line up for extra point, he'd shank it to the left or the right. He could kick it through the uprights.
Well, I remember Danny Barrera. Oh, my gosh.
Well, Danny was a soccer player, and in fact, he told me, Coach, if I could play soccer, I wouldn't play football, but we didn't have soccer.
Well, Seth Baggett pushes it back to a 2-score ball game right now, 30-20, with a fantastic, his longest field goal of the season.
Number 20, Seth Baggett, will kick off.
And taking a look at his numbers on the year, Baggett 4 for 4 from PATs, and he is now 2 for 2 on field goal attempts on the year, much like he did a year ago. He was tremendous. Perfect from extra points and missed only 3 field goals all season long. Baggett going to kick it deep and make the Vandals work for it. Pulling it down at the 3-yard line. They will return it. Going up to the middle. Moving it off to the left side. A little bit of running room on the backside. And Lindale Eagles will try to strip the football, and the Vandals get an extra 10 yards. Flag down on the far side of the field. The return is going to be made by Cannon Rainey.
They were Lindale was offsides. I saw the guy right here on our side of the field. He was a yard above over the line when they kicked the ball.
Well, Braden Bradshaw, I think, has cramped up on that right leg as he comes off hobbling after the kick return. Well, boy, I don't like the fact, Alan, anytime you see it, a game like this, less than 6 minutes to go, and the Lindale kick return team is busy trying to strip the football while the runner is running past them.
Yes,
and it happened. They were victims right there. Rainey picked up an extra 10 yards on the return after that.
You should always tackle the runner first, then strip the ball. And it looked like they were trying to strip the ball, then to make the tackle.
Well, the 5-yard mark-off will go against the Lindale Eagles. And Vandals will start up 1st and 10. Snap is low again. Moffitt will keep it that time. And he gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard.
Well, again, their snap was not the best, and Jake Kerbo was up there on a little blitz and able to make the tackle. They're going to quick offense now.
Well, they're going to go quickly. Bradshaw back in the football game. He'll set up in the slot to the left side. I think it's him. Snap back to Moffitt. Moffitt going to throw. It's caught. 45-40. Down to the 30. 25. It's Rowe with a big carry, and Rowe will get shoved out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Oh, my. 36-yard reception for Caden Rowe. And 1st and 10 Vandals on another huge pass play.
Well, I think they got a little formation set up, and Lindale probably was not in the defense they really wanted to cover that with. And instead of calling a timeout, the play got ran, and so caught them, in the wrong defense.
Well, the Eagles are trying desperately to strip this football and cause a turnover here. Only one turnover all night with the interception. Handoff to Miller. Miller coming near side, trying to spin out of a tackle. Lindale defense making a great play led by the double fours, Jake Kerbo. I'll tell you, I really think, this getting extra oxygen after you had pneumonia, this kid is playing lights out.
He's played a heck of a game tonight, made a lot of sure tackles. He's not tackling for the ball. He's tackling to put the runner down.
No gain on the plate. Caden Rowe, 196 yards through the air. Huge plays for Rowe. It always helps when you grab one for 91 yards to start the game off. Moffitt going to go for the gold. Headed to the corner route in the end zone, and flag comes down. And this time it's going to be Jalen Hines will get the hands to the face, but Hines looked like he was at least attempting to get his head around.
Yeah, I never saw the head come around completely. The only thing I can figure is that the official sitting right there didn't see enough of the turnaround to not call the penalty.
Well, even if you go up, Alan, if you're not going to get your head turned around to face to make a football play. Put both of your hands up as if you're trying to receive the pass.
It makes it look like you're doing it.
It makes it look like you're trying to make the interception, and if you can make the interception, you've got it.
You know, I don't like that call anyway. Because
I never have either.
No, because the receivers already have the advantage, and that just gives them a bigger advantage.
And both teams have seen it work against them tonight. So 1st and goal, Lindale Eagles. Hand off and a great tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Kason Watts gets the ankle tackle and probably keeps Flory out of the end zone. We're going to give Christian King credit for the stop, but Kason Watts got his hand in there and tripped him up on the ankles back at the 3-yard line. He surges forward to the 2, so 2nd and goal from the 2.
It looks like Van just brought in some bigger players, almost like their goal line offense.
Well, here we go. 2nd and goal for the Vandals. Handoff. It's a straight drive, straight snap to Flory, and they're going to call him for procedure. Flag's going to come down. I think Flory knew that the snap was going to him, and Garrett may have just leaned forward a little bit too soon. They're going to flag the Vandals, and boy, a great break for the Lindale Eagles right there.
Well, they brought in Bo Barton for one thing. As you know, he plays linebacker. They brought him back as a fullback and put some big old folks in the back, did a direct snap. Those guys were not set. The offensive line was not set. Good job for Lindale. Good luck for Lindale for that.
Well, they back him up 5. So 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Moffitt stepping towards the line of scrimmage, backs the back out. He wants to throw left. He's going to throw left across the body again. Ball that time is low and almost intercepted. Great coverage, but boy, Moffitt just did not get enough on that football. That had interception written all over it.
Well, and that would have been a great play for. I'm trying to see who that is.
Well, I couldn't tell who made the play on the football either.
Well, he just came back in 21.
Okay. Alex Romero.
Yeah, it was Romero that made the play. Again, Van likes to do those slant plays down on that goal line.
Lindale defense is stiffening up here. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Make it the 7-yard line. Jackson Moffitt looking for the snap, looking left. Now he's going to throw to the corner. Got a man open, caught, touchdown. Braden Bradshaw got in front of Jalen Hines, excuse me. And Bradshaw with a perfect catch and a perfect throw by Jackson Moffitt that time. And again, Bradshaw's got to come to the sideline to get stretched out. Vandals strike back quickly. 3:37 to go in this one. They're about to cut this back to a 3-point lead. Kick is up from Jimenez and just inside that right upright and good. So the extra point is good. The Vandals tack on 7 quickly. 30-27 Lindale Eagles when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
A showroom almost as big as a football field. Really? Office Barn in Tyler.
A ridiculous amount of inventory at Office Barn. New and gently used office furniture.
More desks than the Pentagon.
Any style of desk imaginable. Desk as low as $50.
Office chairs.
Over 1,000 chairs in stock of all kinds from $20 to $2,000.
Conference room tables.
Biggest selection of new and used conference tables we've had in a long time.
Low cubicle prices.
Really stylish cubicles and workstations with space planning, delivery, and install.
Office Barn in Tyler.
We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders.
Between Tyler and Lindale on Highway 69. Across from the big American flag.
Call or text us. It's the same number, 903-881-0340.
Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn.
Pick for the Vandals.
Well, we knew it was going to be a tug of war, a little bit of a bar fight, a little bit of a scrum, and it's the way it's turned out. Vandals cut the lead to 3. Onside kick again. And Lindale Eagles look like they have gotten on it again and pummeled after he covers up that onside kick. It'll be Landon Sullivan, one of the receivers in the hands team, who got on that one quickly, but that was a much better onside kick than the first one. That one was trouble.
Yeah, Lindale Eagles, they set up for the onside kick that time. So they probably had their hands team in there. You know, and the hands teams are always going to be their receivers up on the front line.
Well, Fernando Jimenez hit a perfect onside kick attempt that time, and Lindale covered it up at the 49-yard line. So Stewart says they just need to keep it on the ground and run it. Try to pick up some first downs and run this clock off. Jared Moffitt only one timeout remaining for the ball game. Chris Cochran with 2. 1st and 10, Lindale Eagles. Tight, double tight end set. 2 wideouts to the right side. Turn around, handoff to Daniels. Daniels, not much room right there. Picks up maybe 1. What's the attitude on the sideline a lot of times, Alan, in this situation where they know they have the lead, they have the football, but they got 3 minutes and 30 seconds they got to work on?
Well, it's tense because here's the deal. You want to run that clock out, but you got to have a first down.
Yeah.
Because there's too much time in there, so you don't want to chunk it because that stops the clock. But yet, you want to make the run play to get the first down. On that last play, I think that if he keeps the ball in that little replay, he might have a little chance on it.
Door receivers split out wide to the right side, double tight end set again. 2nd and 9. Handoff, Daniels again, straight up the middle, gets good yardage and then tripped up on the ground by Flory. As Flory will knock him down, as Daniels looked like he was about to spring it, but he picks up only 2. Boy, you keep setting up these 3rd and longs in this situation. You got to come up with a situation where you may have to throw it out in the flat.
He has to throw this out in the flat, or at least to get the first down. That's right now the number one thing is to get the first down.
Well, they are eating this clock up. Matt Cochran is working Thurman as he jogs in from the sideline with 10 seconds on the play clock. Calls the play. Comes out of the huddle at 3 count. He's got a hustle. Gets his men there. Snap back at zeros. Thurman in clogged up. Goes right up the middle, and the Vandals will stop him. He will get to the 45, but not near enough for the first down. Boy, the Vandal defense just pushed the Lindale offense back into the backfield where Thurman got initial contact from his own men 2 yards deep in the backfield.
Well, I think Lindale was a little bit in shock because they were trying to run a playoff by running the clock down as much as they could, but they got down to the point where it's hard to run the playoff, and I don't think they were set in what they were going to do.
Well, Chris Cochran decided not to use the timeout right there, and he may regret it depending on what happens this 4th down play, because Jared Moffitt went ahead and spent his final timeout of the second half on this 4th down play. But this is a football team in the Lindale Eagles who have plenty up their sleeve, and Matt Cochran has been known over the years to create many plays to match what their need is right here. So it'll be very interesting to see. Clint Thurman comes out off of the sideline, so they will either make this first down or they will give the Vandals great field position if they cannot convert here. Up back is Clint Thurman. Wyatt Parker will set back to punt, standing at his own 44-yard line. Deep snap is back. Parker going to go ahead and kick it. He kicks it deep. It's caught at the 15-yard line, and great punt coverage down by the Lindale Eagles.
Number 26, Garrett Flory.
Ryan Betts, I believe, was there, the one that made the tackle. I'm telling you
I'm looking out there right now to find out who it is. That's going to be Betts. My gosh, what a fantastic grab by Betts.
Well, he was also that tackle. He was also being blocked at the same time and made the tackle. And again, that's one of those scary punts. I'm sitting there going, is he going to fake it or is he going to run for it?
I thought the ball was going to hit. I had no idea Van Vandal was going to catch it, but a great play for Vandals to not allow that football to go any deeper. So Van Vandals, Lindale Eagles. Here we are, minute 52 to go. Lindale with a 30-27 lead and on defense. Van Vandals have made big play after big play. Snap back. Jackson Moffitt, he wants it all right now. Going deep, throws it way over the head of the intended receiver and incomplete.
For number 8, Caden Rowe.
Boy,
number 21.
Caden Rowe has had one heck
for the Eagles.
Of a day.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Vandals.
They chunked that ball over there towards Alex Romero. He did there was just a little stop pass. Threw it over his head. They're probably trying to hit the sidelines a little bit to try to catch the ball and run out of bounds.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Snap is low, and they got to get on it. Jackson Moffitt can't handle the snap. Center snapped it low. It hit him around the ankles, and he had to dive on the football at the 14-yard line.
And they have no timeout, so they really have to get up and run a play.
Well, they've got no timeouts, and Alan, just like you said, a minute 30 to go. Lindale defense trying to make it happen right here. Moffitt 16 of 27 for 241. Hard snap count. They roll the football back. He gets hit. Ball is loose. It's on the ground. Lindale Eagles fall on it at the 12-yard line. Oh, my. Look who comes up with that. Oh, my. Corey Watts ends up falling on the football. Jackson Moffitt could not. The snap hit him around the ankles. He had to pick the ball up. Trying to attempt a pass. It got hit from behind. Lindale Eagle football.
Well, one of the things we saw there is the front three of Lindale image. And so when he finally got a hold of it, he had no chance. They were all over him.
Well, the fumble comes with 1:16 to go in this ball game. The Lindale Eagles will get it back 1st and 10.
Victory formation, Kenny.
19-yard line. Patrick Daniels will set up a few yards behind Clint Thurman with Watts protecting. And this is one of those things that, boy, you hate it for Clint Thurman because he's going to lose 8 yards just by taking the snap.
That's the only thing I like about the shotgun. Get up underneath there and take it.
I know it. I don't know why they do it.
I'm going to tell you, these guys that run this shotgun offense anymore, man, if they believe in it, they believe in it.
Well, the Lindale Eagles, what a fantastic stand here in the fourth period. Boy, they did not. They lost momentum in that third quarter, and Vandals started to come back, but the Lindale Eagles had built up such a great, comfortable lead, up 27-13 for a while. So they'll set the ball back down, and with the clock rolling, this should be the last snap of the ball game. Thurman will take it with 2 on the play clock, and that'll be it. They'll let the clock run out, and the Lindale Eagles will pull down a victory over the Vandals by a final score of 30-27 on homecoming 2022 celebration for the Vandals. But everybody in white jerseys and the blue fan base for the Lindale Eagles on the opposite sideline with a packed house on both sides of this football field are celebrating tonight.
What a football game, Kenny.
It's been like this for 4 or 5 straight years. This has always been a marquee matchup, but both teams play to each one's strengths and weaknesses, and they end up always coming down to the last possession.
Well, Lindale just took over the first half, and then Van was in charge the second half.
Of 36 yards with 5:51 to go in this football game is the deciding factor, and the Eagles are going to celebrate. They finished the handshake line, and they are hustling over to hug their fans and their families. And we will take a timeout here. Final score from Vans Memorial Stadium and Mal Fowler Field. The Lindale Eagles 30, the Vandals 27 when we come back. You're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
You come for the food and you stay for the experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, a mile off Interstate 20 on FM 849 in Lindale. Come hungry because the barbecue portions are generous and the atmosphere is the best in East Texas, including live music on the stage in Hackberry Hall. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House combines great barbecue, craft beers, signature cocktails, and live music for a one-of-a-kind experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, 15338 FM 849 in Lindale, and on the web at brisketlovetx.com.
Backing the Lindale Football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagles center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assist him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain of all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holichuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas's finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
It's like moving from an old office into a brand new office. Trade up your current office furniture to brand new furniture from Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn buys new and used furniture by the truckloads.
We will also upgrade the look of your office by exchanging your current furniture for new digs.
Maximize your office space with our space planning services, including field measurement, design, and a 3D diagram. Office Barn can even reconfigure existing cubicles for office space.
More desks than the Pentagon. 1,000 plus chairs. Conference room tables, lobby furniture, storage cabinets, cubicles.
I'm John Longcrier. We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders. Plus, office moving done right the first time.
Between Lindale and Tyler on Highway 69. Across from the big, big American flag.
You name it, OB stocks it.
Office Barn.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios. With two objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
You know that old saying that a man's number one job is to protect his family? Well, that's exactly what my dad had in mind when he founded Beeler Roofing in the late 1970s. Well, now it's 2022 and it's still the backbone of why Beeler Roofing continues to take care of families and businesses' new roofs, full roof replacements, and even simple roof repairs. We still welcome a good old personal phone call to set up a free roof assessment, and we take a lot of pride and enjoyment from making our customers feel better about being home. Plus, we can even help you navigate the insurance process. This is Brooks Beeler, Lindale class 1989, and very proud to support your Lindale Eagles again this year. Find us on the web at BeelerRoofing.com or call us at 903-347-8484. Beeler Roofing, our family protecting your family from the top down for over 40 years.
Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment is going all in with the 2022 Lindale Eagles. Safety first is not only common sense when it comes to your transportation, it should be the top priority anytime it comes to the overall protection of your family. Safety checks on your basic brake and tire conditions or need for maintenance on your AC system is paramount during the heat of a 2022 summer. Offers Tire Brake and Alignment puts the entire family name behind making sure you stay stress-free on the road year-round. You'll find tire replacements for all size tires, even lawn mowers. Lift kits and auto accessories are installed right there, and in some cases, while you wait. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment, Highway 69, 4 miles south of I-20 in Tyler. AlfordsBrakeandAlignment.com.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at DocDeasonRealEstate.com. You know, after this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Well, it's always a great Friday night. Anytime you can not only enjoy the Van Vandals and the Lindale Eagles, but anytime you can do it at Van's fantastic Memorial Stadium, it's even much better that way. Homecoming 2022 did not work out for the Van Vandals with this huge crowd, but the Lindale Eagles, well, they absolutely desperately needed a big fighting win. They got a 40-17 win a week ago against Pine Tree, but coming to Van and avenging that loss a year ago, I promise you, was on the mind. And Chris Cochran talked about it in pregame about how important it was for this football team to not only play well tonight, but also to not only win the game, but to play well tonight. And Alan, they did just that, really.
Oh yeah, I think they played an excellent game. They dominated the first half offensively and defensively. Second half, Van came out and they really took it to them. But again, Lindale would bend, but when it came down to it, they made a good defensive stand to win the game. And both teams have excellent teams. I'm telling you what, I really thought after that first half, I thought, man, if Lindale does this in the second half, they are going to be really, really good.
And telling factor, too, and what you talked about in pregame, never happened the whole game. Bo Barton was literally almost taken completely out of this football game in the first half.
Well, you got to thank Trey
Maserati.
He must have done something because usually that's where – I did notice that they moved him outside a little bit, Bo Bray, but yeah, he was taken out of the game. We didn't call his name much during the game.
No. Well, Bo got one of the factors. If you're going to do it, if you're going to take down a team that has the put together and the makeup of the Van Vandals, you got to take their key player and you got to figure out a way to contain him, if not take him completely out of the game. That was a huge thing for him, and they accomplished it tonight.
Yeah, he was definitely stymied, because he wasn't in on a lot of tackles. Now, he might have been piling some stuff up. But on the other hand, you got to look at Lindale. They got a key player back for them.
And Casey Poe, by golly, open up a few holes tonight.
Yeah, Casey Pogue, and then also when you get back your big running, your big linebacker, you get Jake Kerbo back, and Jake Kerbo played a good defensive game tonight too.
Yeah.
I sort of think that first game, y'all told me how good he was going to be, and he didn't stand down that first game, but tonight you could really tell that he wasn't sick anymore. He really played well.
Well, we know Casey Poe opened up some holes. Stuart Campion has got our numbers for us right now because those holes were opened up. Patrick Daniels had a big night tonight. And what's funny is we didn't really see a lot of Coulter Maya in the second half, but everybody on the ground did pretty well tonight, Stuart.
Yeah, and Patrick Daniels did have a good second half as well. So he was 15 carries for 122 yards, and he did have a touchdown. Coulter Meyer, as you just mentioned, didn't see much in the second half. He carried the ball 14 times, 86 yards, and he also had a touchdown. But then again, like we always see, Clint Thurman always running around. He had a total of 6 carries and 6 yards total with 1 touchdoone. And those last two, when he took a knee, he lost 8 yards each time, 16 yards.
We talked about it. We hate that. You know,
Yeah.
you just you should just take it under center and just take a knee right there.
So he ended up with only 6 yards. Devin Daniels, first time we've seen him, he's 3 carries for a total of 3 yards. Now, in the air, Clint Thurman was 8 for 14, 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 INT. As far as the receivers go, Brent Maya had a touchdown with a 9-yard catch. Marcus Fields, 14 yards on 1 catch. But the biggie was Ethan Moriarty. He averaged 14 yards per catch. He had 4 catches for 56 yards. Switching over to the Vandals, Garrett Flory, 9 carries, 29 yards. DeMarcus Stinnett, 7 carries, 14 yards. Jackson, did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah.
Jackson
Jackson Moffitt.
with an X.
Yep.
Jackson Moffitt, 11 carries for 43 yards. Braylon Bradshaw, 3 carries for 17 yards, and he also had a touchdown. Now, Moffitt in the air, 16 for 27, 241 yards, and 2 TDs. So he did pretty well. Brandon Bradshaw, 5 carries, 15 yards, and he also had a TD. And Caden Rowe, 91-yard touchdown reception was his first catch. He ended up with 28 yards per carry, or 28 yards per catch with the touchdown, and he has 196 yards on only 7 catches.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, that's going to be this kid's highlight for the entire season, man, because he caught it left side, right side, down the middle too, and then of course that 91-yarder
he was gone.
Never hurts your numbers either. All right, Alan, the one thing they're going to take into next week, they're going to play the Gilmer Buckeyes, but, man, some of the great positives to what happened with Lindale, Matt Cochran's offense, not clicking on all cylinders, but they
They gained some ground on the gained some yards on the ground. Clint Thurman missed a couple of targets tonight. We did see him throw against his body, and it cost him an interception. But some things that they did well tonight, as opposed to some of the things that they got to work on before they meet Gilmer.
Yeah, offensively, I thought they did a great job on the offensive line of making big holes. And, like we talked about earlier, they completely took out the big linebacker, Bo Barton. He didn't have any tackles that many against him. So their offensive line did a great job, which they've done, well. And getting Casey Poe back really helped a bunch.
Amen. Yep.
But the things that I think we need to realize is they had one touchdown that should have been, and that's on that interception when he threw back across his body.
Sure.
And that's one of those things as a young quarterback, even though he's older, he hadn't played quarterback a whole lot. When you roll out to your left, it's hard to do that. It's hard to throw back against your body, but especially going to your left. I think defensively, I think that they did a great job of bending. In the first half, they shut them down. It was they had hardly any success.
Sure.
And in the second half, though, Van, I talked to you. They probably got a little butt chewing at halftime, and so they came out.
They responded.
Yes, and they came out and was firing on all cylinders. But I thought it was a great call when they kicked the field goal to go up by 10 instead of just punting it down the field. And then when they needed it, they made that big stop. With the last time Van got that ball, which made that was the game. Then after that, with no timeouts for Van. So I'm gonna tell you something. I'm really impressed with Coach Cochran and his staff. They do a really good job. And with Coach Moffitt, too. Both of these teams, great teams.
Okay. Well, we're headed back home next week and the week after that, headed to Gilmer coming up next week. You guys, good job tonight, man. And try to come back next week, okay? All right, I'd appreciate that. For everybody here at Memorial Stadium tonight, it is the Vandals falling to the Lindale Eagles. Eagles will go to 2-1 on the season. Vandals will fall to 2-1. Good night, everybody, from Vans Memorial Stadium and Mal Fowler Field. For Coach Alan Phillips and Stuart Campion and Doc Deason helping out tonight, I'm Kenny Smith. We'll see you next week. 30-27 Lindale.
Of Lindale Eagles football is brought to you by Rose City Air, Ironworks Web Design, Albert's Tire, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Root Construction, Eagle Chiropractic, Beeler Roofing, Marucci Elite East Texas, The Office Barn, and Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate. Copies of tonight's game broadcast at onthecall.net. And all 2022 season games can be purchased from onthecall.net at any time the day after each game. OnTheCall.net and its supporters encourage all fans to make every opportunity to become involved in any child's education, enrichment, or any extracurricular activity they have a passion for. Thank you for joining us for Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net, streaming East Texas high school sports one game at a time.